Prophet Marshall Perez. So this video is going to be about basically, man, if they wish harm on us, we wish harm on them. If the Americans wish harm on us, we wish harm on them as Christians. And that's that, man. You know, it ain't no need to complicate things when it's simple. They wish evil on us, we wish evil on them. They want, you know what I mean? And you know what I mean when I say that. We wish things to happen to them because they are in our way. You know, so it's not hard to understand at all. It's not hard to understand at all, man. You know, you can't get around in the times that we are in right now. You can't get around people that just feel like we can reason with these type of people. The type of people that feel like we can just try to love these type of people and all that kind of stuff. Nah. So then you count them as your enemy? Nah, you don't count them as your enemy. What you do is you just realize, man, you don't even open up to them about your position and what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? You don't open up to them because all they're going to try to do is hit you with that 1995 Christianity and act like you in error and act like you doing the wrong thing and you ain't walking in love and all of this kind of stuff. No, it ain't got nothing to do with that. It's the determination that is made after consistent games that they played for years that you don't know about. So we're years into this war. We're years into this war. Now imagine trying to talk to somebody that don't even think that you should be doing nothing, that don't even think that you should have a certain position. But you done been through this for years and years and years. You done been through this for years. So then what position should you have after years and years? You see what I'm saying? So then what you have to do is realize, okay, because you're on the front lines and God has chosen you to be on the front line. See, the chosen ones are on the front line. I don't really talk too much about the chosen ones kind of terms, but one thing I can tell you for sure, the so-called, the quote-unquote chosen ones are on the front line of this war, which means now in this time, we attack back. We do not play with these people. Okay? We don't care what facility, we turn up anywhere we at if we got to protect our lives, and we're not apologetic about it. Okay? See, Americans, most of them are really soft, man. All you gotta do is stay dangerous. All you gotta do is stay full of turn up. You know what I'm saying? All you gotta do is stay full of turn up, man. And then you weed out about 40% of the people that's out there playing games. That's all you gotta do is stay full of turn up, bro. And I guarantee you, listen, half of that's gone. When they see you ain't playing no games, they see you turned up. You full of turn up. If you ain't turned up, you full of turn up. You know what I'm saying? And even a coward knows better. Okay? And you know, you don't keep your head on the swivel, you keep your mind on the swivel. You keep your brain on the swivel. You know what I'm saying? You hear people talking outside the door, you know they enemies, okay, then you stay alert. Then from this moment on, you don't show no love to nobody, you don't try to talk to nobody. If they playing around your building, you don't try to show no love, you don't try to talk to nobody, it's straight like that. See, that's the real world. That's why if you're on the front lines right now, with World War III basically on the horizon, you can't play with these lames, I'm telling you right now. Okay? You can't play with them. You can't play with lames. You know what I'm saying? Because they realize they cause all these problems. And now they looking at you, you know, bitter and butthurt and thinking about the old America. It's gone. Goodbye. It ain't coming back. This war, all Americans know this. Everybody know it's just a point of no return. It's just no turning back. So that's good for us, because all it's gonna do is affect the morale of the people that's against us. So it's no need for people to try to talk to us or whatever, you know what I'm saying? It's just no need. It's no need to try to show love to me. I don't care about it. I don't need love from you. I'm just being real. I don't depend on your love to get through another day. You know, that's what makes me a grown man. I don't need you to survive. I don't need your love. I don't need you around me. And I'm doing just fine, as you can see. I'm doing just fine without you. You know what I'm saying? And that's that, man. You know, some people ain't built like that. They gotta have friends and everybody around them and everybody in their face. And you know what I'm saying? Me personally, I'm perfect for this situation. I'm excellent for this situation because I can get in the trenches and I don't care about nobody. Especially in this situation where they played in our face so much, man. It's just time. It's just time for them to fall, bro. That's it. It ain't nothing else to talk about. They ain't that important. Nobody's that important. Nobody in the world is that important. And that's coming from a prophet. That nobody is that important. And I'm not finna sit here and act like they are. I look at them as human beings. That's it. I don't care what you're doing, what group you with. I don't care if you're famous, you got money. I don't care about that. I do not care. Okay? I don't care. And so if I don't care about them, you know I don't care about you. And that's that. So you get rid of all the hoopla of the names and the titles and all of that. You get rid of all of that. Okay, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? They playing psychological games on our phones. The pop-up ads, that's all psychological war. Pop-up ads, this is just an update. Pop-up ads, YouTube ads, all psychological war. I'm just saying it like it is. We know that, and we know they show a whole bunch of kids on these pop-up ads. That's for psychological war reasons. That's why people despise they family, because of all the games you playing, and then we know you marrying children, and then you point your fingers at our attitude, but our attitude is based on the hypocrisy, man. I mean, because you're insinuating with these little dumb ads that you're putting out there of these kids what kind of people are we? Well, what kind of people are you? You marry children in the United States. And it don't got to be everybody. You know, I'm not a simple person. All it has to be is laws of the land, which is perfect, to describe your community, to describe the land that we in, where you shouldn't even be standing up in the land that has laws that cover the land to marry children, bro. We ain't trying to talk nothing about that no more. That's over. That's why I don't talk a lot about it no more. I don't make full videos on child marriage laws no more. No, that's 3 years ago. I was doing that. Now it's going on 4 years ago. It's going on 4 years ago since I was talking about child marriage. 4 years. That's too. Listen, man. I'm done there. I don't do the same thing over and over again. I don't do the same thing over and over again. I just drop the information now, but I don't take and do whole videos on that no more. I played my part. I played my part, and I made my point. Now, the main crust of this situation is the fact that we're at war with these people spiritually, and we're in spiritual war with these people. That's all we're talking about. So if you're a chosen one, man, you really with God, just stop fighting the feeling. These are enemies, period. We ain't trying to pick and choose between them. You know what I'm saying? We going to war, and that's it. Okay? For people that think they on my side, I'm not nice enough for you to be on my side. I'm not nice enough for you to play with me like that. Okay, so that means if you're here, you call yourself on my side, we enemies. Okay, that's that. Okay, it's over. It's that. That's what it is. Okay, I'm not your friend. Okay, I'm not your friend. I'm not your comrade. I don't like Americans. I don't even like them. I do not like Americans. Okay, how clear is that to you? Now, if you had self-respect, you would go away. I said if you had self-respect, respecting yourself, you would go away. So now I'm dealing with bums with no self-respect. It don't matter to me. It's almost over anyway. I'm just letting you know where it stands. I'm not your friend. I despise Americans. I despise you. Okay, now you finally found a black man that broke free. I despise Americans. Okay, that's what it is. I don't want nothing to do with them. I don't want nothing to do with no Americans. Okay, and you thought I was some nice little mascot black dude. Black dude like a dancing bear. He's a mascot. You see what I'm talking about? See the idea I'm putting in your head? I am no dancing mascot. You played here with me and try to see how smart I am and see all this stuff like I'm some animal for you to experiment with, for you to discover. That's just, that reeks of white America. That's why I just hate them people. I just hate you. Okay? Get it through your head. I hate you. Coming around me trying to see who I am, I hate you, bro. I hate you. I hate you to death. And I don't listen. I don't want listen. I'm not crashing out. I'll crash you out, but I'm not crashing out. I crash you out. You want to get crashed out? I'm not crashing out. I'm being 100. I hate you. And that's what it is. You know, that's me being real. I'm in a good mood because my fast is complete. Today I come off my 7-day fast. I fasted for a week. It's just jealousy, you know what I'm saying? I feel like getting rid of a jealous person is the best thing to humanity. I despise jealous people. You know, it's just like, I don't care nothing about that. They could die right in front of me. I wouldn't care. I don't care nothing about that. You know, like I told people, man, if you don't know, we catching bodies on this side, buddy. Just in case you think I'm a cartoon over here, we catching bodies on this side. Yeah, maybe they didn't tell you that. We catching bodies on this side. I count about 3 or 4 I got. Okay, let's keep that in mind. You know what I'm saying? All by spiritual means. My spirituality at work has killed people. We ain't talking no Christianese of the American styles of Christianity. You know, I done caught 3 or 4 bodies. Okay? I ain't gonna be specific as I used to be, you know, about these things, but I have, you know what I'm saying? And so for people that's playing with me, you need to understand, man, listen, our intentions is real, bro. You could die and I don't care. Okay, it's no love. Okay, you wake up. People say they woke, but you still showing love. people say they woke, but you still expect other people to show love, and you examining people's attitude after all this going on and everything that happened. So how you woke? You the type of person that do things and don't be woke to what you do. You're not woke to the outcome of what you done. That type of person. I'm always awake to what I do and what could happen because of what I do. You know what I'm saying? So you got people that talk about they woke, but you ain't woke to your own self. You ain't woke to what you done. Okay, then you ain't even woke to what you did. That part. I mean, imagine somebody say they woke, but you ain't woke, but they ain't woke to what they done. In the outcome of that. You woke, but you're not woke to what you done. Make it make sense. You're not woke to what you're doing right now, and what it done to the community. Because as soon as they put me in this building, like I don't know no better, and put me in this building with all these weirdos, okay, I already know what you done. You ain't pulling no wool over my eyes. So I know that all this whole building is an enemy. Okay? I know that. It didn't work. Nothing they did worked. You know what worked? World War III worked. Wars in the Middle East worked. Okay? You're working for me, basically. Because I'm utilizing this whole situation to show God, see, these people deserve it. They deserve it. This whole building, everything they're doing in this building, they deserve everything. These Americans deserve it. Because they the ones that put this together. The Americans put this together. They put me in this building they are the ones responsible for it. Okay then, so then are you woke to what's gonna happen? Are you woke to what God is gonna do to you for that? That you ain't getting away with that. I've been won this war. I've been won to common sense people that don't want to let the whole country die. I've been won. Now, if you want to fight me to the end, then we gonna just fight you to the end. We ain't gonna play these games. I know how Americans think. You want to fight me to the end, then we gonna shut it down now. Why wait? If you choose to not lose as an incompetent foe, they can just walk away, right? If you don't choose to do that, and you choose to think you're going to fight me to the end of my life, then we're going to go ahead and shut it down now. It's a no-brainer, bro. Listen, I've been through this for years and years. Ain't no way in the world I'm fighting you any longer. It's not that I'm tired. I have an intolerance for white entitlement and black entitlement and American entitlement that think it's just entitled to do what it wants to do with me because I was born here or whatever it was. Whatever it is for you, that you can play with me. We finna shut that all the way down, buddy. I'm finna shut that all the way down. Now you see where I'm at, buddy. My eyes ain't closed and I ain't asleep about nothing. I'm totally awake. I've been totally awake. So it's no love, man. It's not no love. I mean, don't even, like, people in this building don't even look at me, man. You know what I'm saying? We at war, man. It's that simple. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing else to talk about. That's why I ain't going into all these stories anymore. Any street stories, all that stuff. That's over. That era is over. Because I started to peep that people get entertained by all of that. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what it is. White people and black people love entertainment, both of them. They love movies and entertainment. These Americans love entertainment. So, we shutting down the whole entertainment value of this whole situation. I ain't sitting up here and let people be entertained by me, entertained by this situation. No, we shutting that down. We ain't giving you no entertainment. You don't deserve no entertainment. Imagine me entertaining you. It's a condescending position to make you feel like you're above me. You know you're not. See, finally, people really esteem the black man above these people. I'm above these people. I'm above these other black people around listening. I'm above them too. That ain't my allies. I mean, so what? I don't care if you agree with me. So what? Keep it 100. I don't care if you agree with me. Me and you ain't equals, and you beneath me. That's it. That's how I like it. I don't want you to even listen to me. Don't even listen to me. Okay? No, bro. Listen. You feeding into the game. I'm a man that's on my own, and I'm a real one, right? Why would I want somebody listening to me on the outside? Besides this video, right? Why would I want people around like it's a game? You feel me? Why would I want people in the atmosphere like it's a game? That's all enemies. Now you see what I'm saying? That's how we know you a clown, because a real one would have been seen that. Anybody here, no matter if you act like you with him or not, he esteem you as an enemy. That's common sense to anybody. Because he despised the whole situation. He despised the whole situation. Not half with somebody on his side. That's reducing him down to like a teenager. Like he liked this stuff. You think I like you being around me? No. None of you. None. You retarded, bro. Nobody shouldn't have to even show you that. Ain't nobody gonna ever like the life you live. Ain't nobody gonna ever embrace that. Ain't nobody gonna ever embrace people talking to people's mind and reading people's thoughts. What real man gonna embrace that? Somebody that think they live in sci-fi world, or somebody that's want to live in a sci-fi world, or some futuristic, crazy, innovative, weirdo world. The average person is gonna hate you and despise you no matter what side you claim to be on. I don't care about that. So now you understand. Ain't no normal person. See, I'm more spiritual than you, but I'm a normal man. And everybody see that. I'm not weird. I'm not strange. I'm a normal man, but I'm spiritual. Very spiritual. That's all. That's what it is. Now you choose to be a weirdo. You choose to be a maniac. You choose to be mentally sick, right? That's you. That's not me. Me and you are two different animals. Obviously. Okay, I don't choose to play with you. Okay? We win in this war, and that's all there is to it. We don't care nothing about what they think. We don't care nothing about no psychological stuff. You can go tell them whatever you want. I know you behind it. It don't matter. I don't care about it. That's another thing. We nip it in the bud about all this psychological stuff. We don't care about it. That's how you beat it. If you don't care about it, it doesn't have any power. That's how you take it. That's how you beat it. You don't care. You don't care what it is. It could be about children. It could be whatever, celebrities' children, anybody's children. I don't care what it's about. I know I'm minding my business, right? Then I don't care about that. It's that simple. That's how I break it down to a real one. I look a real one right in his face. I'm minding my business, ain't it? Okay, so I don't care about that, bro. It's that simple. It's that I look anybody in their face and tell them just like that. And that's how you beat any clown living. Any living clown. That's how you beat them. I don't care about it. Is any harm being brought to your children? Okay, do you see me focused on your children? Do you think do it look like I'm focused on your children? Okay, so then I don't care what you thinking about. I don't care what they telling you. That's for the whole country. I don't care what they telling you. Is anything happening to your children? Okay, then you a clown right there with them. I don't care nothing about what they talking about. That's how you break it down, buddy. That's how you break it down. See, you scared to venture past that, like as if you guilty. You ain't guilty of nothing. Are you? Are you doing anything? Okay then, so we ain't worried about that, man. That's how you beat it. That's how you beat them, man. Cause long as you you feel long as you feel self-conscious about what they think, I don't value their opinion in the first place. But that's why I'm further along than a lot of people, because I don't care about what no Americans think, being that they marry children. That's it. End of story. The youngest child that I tracked them having sex with was 1 year old. 1 year old, right? So I found the Americans, a black woman performing a sex act on a 1 year old child. The end. I don't have to explain nothing else to you. Because I know your country is having sex with a 1 year old child. They had sex with a 1 year old child. Okay? That's it. I don't listen. It's a fallen world, little buddy. And your country is I can show you where one of your American citizens had sex with a 1 year old child. And how you following people around, that's the worst thing in the country. A 1 year old child. I can show you where your country did that. That's end of story, bro. I don't deal with white boys like you. Because you won't face the facts, but you think you playing with me. You think you trying to bring some facts out about me, but you don't face your own facts. You marrying children, I can show you where you had sex. You're actively doing that. A black man ain't gonna entertain no clown like you. I don't care if it's by the way of FBI, CIA, or whatever else. You a clown to me. You a clown. That's how I esteem you, and I really mean that from my soul. You are a clown to me. I'm hilarious. I'm funny, but you're a clown. See, some black people will live in their position like this, and it's not gonna change. I'm not gonna change. I'm stronger than you thought. I'm built to last. I'm a real soldier. You didn't know that. I went through the streets. I've been through the streets. I lived on the streets. Okay, so how in the world you think you're gonna break somebody like me, like I'm some little suburban boy coming to a shelter? That's how you esteeming me, man. I've been on the streets. You can't break me. You can't break my mentality. You can't break somebody that survived on the streets. That's what anybody should tell. Won't y'all tell these lame people this? Because it don't matter how old they are. It don't matter what position they got in the community. A lame is a lame. A person that don't understand things is a lame, right? Okay, so then, man, listen, bro. I've been on the streets. Ain't no way in the world you can break my psychology. That's why you can't do it. Okay, that's end of story. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Okay, I'm not your friend, bro. I don't need you to agree with me. I don't need you to love me. You found this as entertainment. We despise everyone here. And I want you to know, God is cursing everyone here. Everyone. This on his side kind of stuff, and I ain't on his side. I don't care about that. Everyone gets cursed. Because you don't supposed to be playing around my life with no side this or side that. Okay then, you all are enemies. You get it? Okay, are you retarded? You're all enemies. And that's how God's looking at it. Listen, I don't have nobody around my life at all, bro. So anybody here is an enemy. That's it. That's how you clear the air. You tell these suckers, everybody's an enemy. That's it, man. They clowns. That's what I'm trying to show you. Yeah, ain't nobody trying to hear that. You around here, and I ain't getting no money. Listen, as long as I ain't getting no money, man, I despise everybody around here. Simple as that. Simple as that, bro. If I ain't getting money, listen, you got me messed up with one of these bum dudes that ain't think about no money. Listen, man, I'm always thinking about money. If I don't get money, listen, bro. If I don't get money, I despise everyone here. You're useless to me. You're useless. You're a useless person to me. Maybe to someone else you're valuable, but to me, you're useless. You get what I mean? That's it. I don't need you. I don't need you in my life. Maybe you're good for someone else, not for me. That's how I put it. I make $1 million transactions. I make $1,000 transactions. These secret society people didn't help me figure it out. None of these punks helped me figure it out. I did this on my own with God's help. I'm making $1 million transactions right now, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, I'm sending $1 million to other people. The other way around from these rappers and celebrities accumulating millions of dollars. God's kingdom is sending out millions of dollars to other people. You know what I mean? So, that's what level I'm on. I'm not, if nobody can't help me with my objective, my mission, listen, I don't need you, bro. I don't need you. I don't need you to be my friend. I don't need you to be, because I'm not scared of nobody. So I don't need you to vouch for me. That's what you need to say. I don't need you to vouch for me, bro. Okay? I don't need you to vouch for me. No. I've been standing on my own. My life speaks for itself. And if anybody want more after I've been standing on my own, listen, bro. Listen. God is already, Jesus is above me right now, waiting, orchestrating everything around me. Anybody jump, God gonna take care of them, and that's it, bro. I deal with supernatural power, real power. Ain't nobody gonna make no move towards me. My food gonna be protected from being poisoned. That ain't gonna happen. I ain't worried about that. We winning. You know what I'm saying? I'm winning. I'm coming off my fast today. This is a 7-day fast. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody gonna poison my food. I'm not worried about that. But I don't trust these people. But God He'll make anybody drop dead to play with my food. You know what I'm saying? It's that simple. Okay, we at war, and I'm making it clear. See, the difference between you and I ain't never been no clown. I've been funny. I'm hilarious. I have a great sense of humor, a healthy sense of humor. But a clown, I am not. Okay, so I don't play in clown games. Okay, I don't convert to it. I don't intermingle with it. I don't intermingle with lames and clowns. You thought I was what? Because I ain't had no money? I can show you 1 million real people that ain't got no money. I can show you real ones locked up that ain't got no money right now. And they're soldiers. So it's depending on who you talk to. If you talk to that goofy white man, most of them, man, they don't know. They gonna base things off of money and in positions, like, that's what a white boy gonna do. That's how we got him. That's how I got him. You know what I'm saying? You thought I was a nobody. You thought I couldn't do nothing to you. And you played yourself. You know what I'm saying? You ain't played me, you played yourself, buddy. Even when you brought me here, when I sized up the situation and knew it was another situation of you trying to set me up in a situation, listen, buddy, I just got straight to work, man, and got it done. I utilized this whole building to destroy the Americans. Because as long as you had a position against me in this building, listen, all that was going to do is curse your community. That's what it did. Stupid. That's all it did. All you did was curse this community, man. Why you think I stayed here? Because I like it? This is a bum room. This is a bum community. Why you think I stayed here? You stupid, man. I stayed here because I utilized this whole building. As I stay in this situation, I knew God was going to curse this whole community, man. That goes for the whole neighborhood and everything. All this stuff going on up and down against me, that's a clown show, man. Long as y'all was doing that, God cursed this community. So I stayed in this position on purpose. I could have been left. I could have been left here. That's what I want you to know, just in case you think I'm one of them crippled or enabled people that can't move around or can't leave a place once they get used to it. Man, you know that ain't true. I leave all the time. I leave everywhere all the time. So you shouldn't doubt me about getting up and leaving. So if I stayed, then that tells you a person that move around like me, then I must have had an objective. My objective was I just utilized this whole building. I utilized this whole neighborhood. that it would work for my benefit, where it would curse this American community, and that's what happened. Stupid, man. You don't put nobody like me in this position, like it's a game, see, that's what I'm talking about. That's a clown. That's what I'm talking about when I say it's a clown. A clown would do that. You put me in a position with these lame dudes around me that I can break in half. You put me around these lame dudes, man. You know what I'm saying? Knowing I ain't gay. You ain't seen me. When you see me with a man? When? You can't even tell me. You seen me with a man this year? You seen me with a man last year? You didn't, did you? That's all you need to worry about, punk. But a clown gonna talk about whatever a clown gonna talk about, man. What you need to worry about is you ain't seen me with no man. Okay? You ain't gonna ever catch me think about no children or being a pedophile. You ain't gonna ever catch me on no lame stuff like that, buddy. You know what I'm saying? I'm a grown man. I handle grown women. What the white man needs to know, I handle grown women. You came out here because you couldn't win. You mad because I exposed you for marrying children. That's all it is, man. You mad because you ain't no way around it. Ain't nothing you can do about it. Ain't no excuse for it. So you mad at me. You know what I'm saying? See, I'm smart enough to know what you're really mad about. You know what you're mad about? I exposed you for marrying children. That's what you're mad about, buddy. So you're trying to go back to them old hearsay fables that you've been told and trying to maximize and capitalize on those situations, and it ain't gonna work. That's why it's the end. And people can't believe it because you thought America was gonna last forever. It's not gonna last forever. That's the surprise. God shuts down the community. It don't matter what your technology is, what you're trying to do, all that stuff. That's the beauty of God. It don't matter about none of that stuff that you're trying to do. It's not gonna make it. You're not gonna survive. See, you forgot that you can have all this stuff going on, but if you do stuff that God don't like, you're not gonna survive. You can have all this stuff going on, but if you do something that God doesn't like, you're not going to survive, buddy. You forgot about that, didn't you? Because half of y'all did not believe that God would interact with the world, with the community. Even if you believed in God, you wasn't sure if he interacted with the real world, and if he did stuff in the real world. He does. He does stuff in the real world. He did this to you. That's why this country is like it is. So I'm not interested in any love from the Americans. The Americans are my enemy. Because they have been my enemy. So what else? So what other way would I think? See, unlike you, I don't think like no clown, bro. That's what I'm saying. Which means I'm 100% more serious than you. You're not a serious community. Okay, so I don't care. You know what I'm saying? We trying to end this like yesterday. We trying to end this community like yesterday, and that's it. See, you talking to the front lines now, buddy. You talking to people active against you. You talking to people who got information against you. Not only spiritually active against you, people a person that got information against you, where you marrying children in your country. You ain't talking to the average Christian that ain't got no information on you. I got information on you. I got information to bury you, where you've been marrying children this whole time. That's not the average Christian. The average Christian ain't got no information to bury the Americans. So see, I'm fighting on a whole different lane, buddy, than these average Christians. They ain't got no information to bury you, buddy. I bury your credibility and who you are with the fact that you've been marrying children the whole time, and I don't care about none of them people that stand up and do press conferences. I don't care about none of them people. I don't care about Trump, none of that. Y'all marrying children. That's what I'm talking about. That's it. That's it. You ain't no Jedi mind trick for that. I don't care what you do. I don't care how smart you talk. You marrying children. That's what you're doing. See, a stupid person sit there and look at these people on TV or whatever, and on your phone or whatever, and you know, and you get Jedi mind trick from the fact that these same filthy people are marrying children. They got laws to do it. That's what I'm talking about as a country. But they sit in front of you and don't get rid of it. They ain't getting rid of it. Okay, so so you don't esteem them as nothing. They can sit up there talking about Epstein files and whatever else they doing in the world, but they ain't getting rid of the child marriage, marrying children. Then you esteem them as nothing. Like I do. I don't esteem, as long as you got child marriage, as long as you're marrying children, I don't esteem you as nothing. Straight like that. I don't esteem you as nothing. You know, and that's what it is, man. You wish ill on us, we wish ill on you, man. That's just straight like that, bro. That's just like that. It's like, that's the real world we live in. You couldn't successfully Jedi mind trick me, buddy. Because I got my job done. No matter, I don't care what happened in the past. I don't care about the family. I don't care how many people you used in my family. I don't care nothing about none of that. You know why I don't? You know why I don't care? Because I still won. That's why. I don't care who you was using. I don't care what they was doing. I still won. That's it. I don't care how many people you used in this community. Guess what? I still won. I still won. I don't care how many people you used. I don't care about none of them people talking. They gotta sit back and look stupid today. They looking stupid today, ain't they? They looking retarded today, ain't they? That's right. That's right. You almost got World War III. The gas has already went up, so you can't say it ain't affecting nothing here. That's 7 out. Oh, it ain't. Oh, the war in Iran ain't doing nothing here. Then why the gas done went up, ain't it? The gas done went up, ain't it? For the cars, ain't it? The gas done went up, ain't it? How it ain't affecting you? Oh yeah, it's affecting you. Oh, listen, it's gonna affect you more than that. It's gonna affect you more than that, buddy. Okay, listen, man, it's been over, man. It's only a clown thinks something's still going on. This has been over. You know, here we are with Iran and America fighting, and you talking about, you act like you got something to do today, man. Listen, bro. You listen. You are pathetic, bro. You are so pathetic. It ain't even funny, man. You pathetic. I don't care about you. Won't you get through your head? I don't care about you. That's a street person for you. I stay on my own. I don't care about nobody but God's people and my family, and that's it, bro. And here in America, that's it. I don't care how you feel about it, cause I know what most of these American Christians don't know. These people are against us. Most of these Christians here are blind, man. You blind. Okay, so I don't pay you no attention when you don't understand how we talk. I don't pay you no attention. We've been in this war for how long? Years? Man, I don't pay nobody. Now imagine me paying an American Christian some attention. Like how I should be and how I should be with these people, these same people. Yeah, man, I ain't paying you no attention. You stupid if you went over there to talk to them and try to talk to them about me and my attitude when you know they don't know everything that's going on. They don't know. So how they gonna discern what's going on with me, who I am? Well, you don't really know what's going on. You don't know we in a war. And so some people don't know what war is, man. This ain't hate. This is war. This is war. This ain't hate. If you don't know the difference between hate and war, don't that tell you something about yourself? When you're on the battlefield, is it about hate? No. It's about an objective to defeat a enemy or a foe. In this case, these are low level enemies, so I call them foes, man. You know, this is an objective to destroy a foe that's been in my way for way too long. That's it. And this is my attitude about it. And so my attitude about it, you think it's hate. And it's not. It's an attitude of war. See, an attitude of war for an amateur, you would think it's hate. It's not hate. This is an attitude of war, buddy. I'm gonna do a whole video on this. An attitude of war. Any military will understand my attitude. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing else to talk about. Okay, that's it. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no talking to these people trying to figure stuff out and all of this. We're no longer walking with people that's blind and docile and weak. If they weak and they can't choose a side, we got to move on. I done that with my own family members. When they can't choose a side, bro, listen, say no more. Ain't no way I can be connected to somebody that is still talking to somebody who caused all these problems. If they still talking to somebody that caused all these problems, what kind of man would I be? Knowing all the stuff I've been through, all the places I walked through, all the dark nights on the streets that I've been through. Can you imagine me talking to somebody that caused that or influenced that? Better than to say, do you think I should talk to? Do you think I should be talking to somebody that's talking to that person that influenced this stuff? That's what I'm saying. And so you might think I'm heartless. I don't care. Like, I know what my family members don't know. I'm seeing all of this stuff. They not seeing it. They don't even believe it. Okay, so then we just move on. It ain't no need to try to make no points. If they think we crazy, they think we tripping, okay, then we just move on. That's it. Because people gonna play on sanity versus insanity. People ain't gonna believe you and try to isolate you. There are people that would try to make it seem like it's not real to other people what you're talking about, right? That's the psychological war that we have to go through. So okay, so we're smart enough to know they gonna make other people think that you tripping, that you crazy, that you tripping, right? Then we gotta move on. You know what I'm saying? If you don't see it for what it is, we gotta move on. That's soldiers. A soldier gonna move on. I ain't sitting up here telling you things over and over again and you still don't make a decision. You know, it was one family member, I told them what my brother did. I wrote them letters and everything and told them what this person did, right? Don't you know they still mentioning this same person to me? They still mentioning this person. Okay, so you must think I'm playing. Okay? You don't that to me, if I told you all this information about this person playing with me, and if you heard all this information that I told you, details, right? If you still mention this person to me, that means you don't believe it. That means you think I'm tripping, and you don't halfway believe it, and you think I still should talk to this person, like you don't halfway believe it, because you're not in the real world. You're in a controlled environment, whether it's your house, whether it's back and forth in routines. You're not out here in the world. So if you're not out here in the world in 2026, you ain't gonna believe half the stuff that I'm talking about and other people talking about. See, that's how you know I'm in my right mind, because I can come outside of my mind and know how you think. A crazy person can't do that. If you notice, a crazy person can't come outside of their own brain and show you what you're thinking and show them that, okay, you would think I'm crazy, but I'm not. A crazy person can't tell you that. They're not aware of their own mental health. They're not really aware of it. You know, my mental health is great. I'm just not playing no games. That's it. That's all. That's all it is. You know, it's a real war. You know, it doesn't have anything to do with mental sickness either. You know, see, if you don't say this, people will assume, you know, that you know, you need help. I don't need help. The person that played with my life, I know for a fact, I know why it happened. I can give you motives and everything. I told this other family member the motives that this person thought I slept with their wife. How you gonna tell me they ain't doing nothing in the streets? And I already know, it's already signs of it anyway. So then how you gonna tell me my story don't add up? When I showed you that this person thought I slept with their wife. This is facts, right? Okay, so how you gonna tell me my story don't add up about them out here in these streets playing around me and trying to pull the community against me with the Freemasons? They used the Freemasons. My brother used the Freemasons. That's who he used. Okay, I know that. I know the whole story. So I can't get around nobody that really don't believe stuff. You see what I'm saying? We too far alone. We have to leave them behind. It's what it is, man. We have to leave it behind. We have to leave people behind, bro, because you can't even pull people along that don't believe about what's going on. Imagine that. They're gonna be walking around blind. Imagine me walking around blind. Imagine me walking around with somebody that's blind to gang stalkers and conspiracies and all this stuff going on. They ain't gonna see nothing. They ain't gonna believe it. Now imagine me having a companion that's blind. You know what I'm saying? You can't even confide in the person. You can't even talk to the person about the operations and what we doing. You know what I'm saying? You can't even open up to the person. You can't even talk to them. You know what I'm saying? About what's going on. Because they halfway believe it. You know, so somebody like that. See, I'm smart enough to know. This is how you know I'm in my right mind. Because I know they halfway believe it. I know it's black people that halfway believe this. I know it's other Americans that halfway believe what's going on. And that's how the other side like it. They like it where people halfway believe it. Because you don't take me seriously, right? But God does. And see, that's the punchline. See, long as I got God on my side, He sees everything they doing. All out here in the building, everything. God see every little step they take, bro. Yeah, you forgot about that. See, they used to dealing with people without God. God sees everything they doing. That's why this happening. I've been in this building for 4 months. Okay, Haza, that little group called Haza, whatever that little retarded group is, they got me an apartment in almost 2 months, less than 2 months. How it's taken 8 months, 9 months, because somebody's manipulating, either paying them to keep me in this position or manipulating them to keep me in this position, whether it be the government or other secret societies or whatever. And they trying to keep me in this position to think they gonna beat me. And how they gonna beat me? Psychological stuff, we don't honor that. Nobody does. So you might as well let me move on, because you ain't gonna beat me. And now that America's at war with Iran, it's over with. It's all over. People say I won. I caused the most damage. How I ain't win? Because whatever happens, listen, man. You see where we at in the world, in the real world. You see where we at in the real world, buddy. So that's how you know I'm in my right mind, man. Do you see where we at in the real world? Okay then, bro. Ain't nothing you gonna do to beat that. You can't do nothing to beat that. You can't beat that. I don't get it. No one cares about what you doing to think you can beat that. They care about that. A human being cares about World War III. And these gas prices going up. And if it ain't World War III, listen, these wars is going to affect your life. I'm telling you right now. The food stamps, EBT is all messed up in New York. They suffering out there right now. Man, how we ain't winning? That's what I'm trying to show you. How we explain to me how these people neck and neck with a person like me, bro. That's why I take heavy offense to it, bro. I work too hard. I've been fasting for 6 days. I'm on day 7. Now imagine somebody thinking they in my lane because they walk in the room. Because you walk in the room, bro. Man, you can't be serious, bro. You can't be serious on everything I love. You can't be serious. We don't acknowledge no suckers like that, man. Because you walk in the room with divination and witchcraft, so what? You ain't working like we doing. You ain't making no numbers like we are. You ain't doing nothing in the real world. You're doing nothing in the real world, bro. That's what we talk about, man. That's what a prophet gonna tell a witch. You do nothing in the real world. I don't care nothing about what you can read on my mind. We over it. We get it. You can read a mind. We get it. It does nothing in our world. And so I win as far as higher spirituality. Because ain't no man down here going to esteem a little trick of reading people's mind as higher ranking than people that can change the world. Literally. We can change this atmosphere. We can change this community. Ain't nobody going to esteem that as higher than that, man. What you doing is never going to be esteemed as higher than changing the community. Because that's real life. And if you don't have real life, then you're going to be a dead mind reader. You're going to be a dead mind reader without food, water, and shelter around here. Okay, so then you tell us who won. You tell us who high ranking. Because what we doing is going to affect them. What they doing ain't going to affect me. It hasn't affected me. It hasn't affected me. What we doing, these spiritual manifestations, the world changing, that's going to affect every single person. Okay? So how we not higher ranking than them? It's already figured out. It's already figured out. All you trying to do is fly around and do the same psychological stuff till you feel yourself that you're higher ranking than me, and you're not. And how we figure it out? You can't do nothing in the real world. Most people don't even believe in that. Okay, so then real spirituality, high ranking spirituality, has to come out here and do something out there. And that's what we talk about, buddy. You got to do something out there. As long as you don't do nothing out there, man, listen. Ain't half of the people out there ain't believing in nothing you doing and what you talk about. But now with me, they played with me, right? Now look at the country. It's like even a person that's almost an atheist can believe that this is over. You know what I'm saying? With Iran and all of that, that's not normal. All this stuff happening, it's not normal. A person that's almost an atheist can believe in my spirituality. You know what I'm saying? Because especially when people know the whole story. These people played with me, and now look at the country. It's not a coincidence, man. You know what I'm saying? So, you got to come out here in the real world, bro. And if you don't, you think you're in the real world, but you're not. You a sheltered little rat being sheltered. Listen, you a sheltered rat while I do stuff in the real world. Okay, that's all you are. You're a sheltered little rat. I do stuff in the real world, buddy. You a house slave. You in the house. I do stuff in the field. I get stuff done in other countries. You'll never be able to see me at this point. I sent money to Mexico City. That's the capital of Mexico. I'm doing that now. That's where I'm at right now. Now imagine you playing with me. You ain't never sent no money to Mexico. You don't know nobody in Mexico. I'm getting emails from Mexico City. people emailing me, hey, how you doing? From Mexico City, right? Come on, man. Stop playing, bro. Stop playing with me, man. Stop playing with me, bro. This is why I'm like this, man, because I can show you what I'm doing in the real world, man. That's what I'm saying. I can show you what I'm doing in this real world we live in while you in these little rooms like rats. Like you been. You been like that. In these rooms like rats, acting like you on our level. You know what I'm saying? We out here in the real world, Mexico City, South America, you know what I'm saying, Africa, the Middle East. I'm checking the day updates because my mail is over there where the war is at. Yeah. My mail that I just sent over there. I didn't even, to be honest with you, I didn't even really know where Lebanon was over there in the Middle East. I didn't realize it's right above Israel. I didn't know that. I really didn't. know. The place where I sent my mail is in the middle of the war, but the church is still open. I went and checked it on Google. You know, the church is still open, you know, so that's a good sign that that area where my mail is at is pretty, that where my mail's supposed to go is pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Because the church is open, that's a good sign. Now, if they wasn't open, then, you know, if they wasn't open, then, you know, then I would think that's not a good sign. But then again, it's not Thursday, it's Thursday going into Friday, so I wouldn't know till Sunday if it was really open. But I checked and it's open right now. They're gonna be open twice a day. You know, so that's a pretty much like one of them 24/7 type of churches. You know what I mean? And so that's right over there in the war though. Like it's bombs dropping it right over there. So I'm like that active, bro, and I promise you I ain't even trying to do that. I promise you I ain't trying to do that. I already sent $4 million over there. Cause it's the Middle East. The Middle East USD that's $4 million over there. See what I'm saying? You understand? That's why I'm doing stuff in the real world. My point is, I'm over there. While the war is going on, my name is in an envelope with money. You know what I'm saying? Over there in the Middle East, man. Why this stuff is active? You can't tell me I'm not active in the real world, buddy. It don't get no more active than that. My mail is over there. I'm checking updates, checking AI just to make sure that the space, the address that I'm sending the mail to is good. Like as far as the war and all of that. So the way I really figured it out is the church is open. So if the church is open, I mean, I'm pretty sure like in between these bombings that, you know, the mail people gonna get through. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's just, I already done sent $4 million over there anyway. That's the good news. The good news is I already done sent $4 million. Right? Whatever happens. If that don't get through, I already sent $4 million. And I'm finna start sending money to Vietnam. Because what I'm noticing is that the Trump administration and everybody is most likely watching my every move where I send money to, right? Because they started attacking the boats when I sent money to South America. I sent money to South America. Then right after that, they started bombing boats. They started threatening Colombia. They did this to Venezuela. After I started sending money and the world changed. When it really changed is when I started sending money to South America, Colombia. That's when I noticed a distinguished change in the world. Right? In the atmosphere, the aura of the energy of the atmosphere, I noticed a distinguished change this summer. You know what I'm saying? And and that's what I noticed. And so that's what I noticed. You know, so with that being said, Trump started putting pressure after that on South America, all around South America. Then I started sending money over there in the Middle East. Then he sent warships over there to the Middle East. So I'm noticing everywhere I send money, all of a sudden, you see what I'm saying? Especially to South America, I really noticed that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, I know the Satanic Kingdom is behind it too. I know that too. But I do believe that they do know what I'm doing, right? I ain't stupid. They know what I'm doing. Okay, so, but they ain't gonna make no move against Vietnam. Vietnam is gonna be what I'm gonna settle on for a while. I'm gonna settle on that. I'm gonna settle on South Vietnam for a while because they already ready for America. Before this stuff even happened, they was already preparing for America. And remind you, we know that Vietnam beat the United States of America. They beat them. We know that. Okay, so I already been sent money to Vietnam already. Now I'm not, because you see, that's what I'm trying to show you. I'm in the world. I'm already in World War III, man. I'm already active in the whole world, man. From South America to Vietnam, I can see if it was one location. I'm in Mexico, Mexico City, South America, Vietnam, the Middle East. Come on, man. I'm already in the world, man. This is already World War III. Stop playing with me, man. Like I'm one of these little suckers, bro. That's what I'm saying. I can show you what I'm doing. I can show you why I'm confident like this. I can show you why I talk like this. Because I'm doing something. I'm doing stuff. They not. That's all I'm saying. I can see if I wasn't doing nothing. I can see if I wasn't talking about no information too on top of that. About these people, marrying children and all that. I can see if I had no information, I wasn't doing nothing in the world, then you could say, oh, this dude's tripping. This dude is gassed. He's gassed. How you can't say I'm gassed. I got information on America that nobody has. How I'm gassed. I'm sending money to Vietnam. I'm sending money. How I'm gassed. I'm sending money to South America, Mexico City. How I'm gassed. I'm sending money to the Middle East. How I'm gassed. Checking updates to make sure my mail get through because his bombs blowing off. Ain't nobody active like me like that. Who's active like I am? Like that. Where you checking to see if the mail got through because his bombs going off over there. I'm active over there, man. That's what I'm trying to show you. You know what I'm saying? That's not no fabrication. I'm literally checking updates to make sure my mail gets through there with the bombs blowing up. You know what I mean? Now imagine somebody playing around me, walking around, and you know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying, bro. You see how I'm sizing it up? It's beneath me. That's how I'm sizing it up. It's trivial. That's how I'm sizing it up. That's all I'm saying, bro. I can see if I wasn't doing nothing, man. So you got to come out here in the real world, bro. If you ain't doing nothing in the real world out here, listen, bro, I'm sorry to tell you, you the one gassed. You the one that got it in your mind that you some great thing, man. You know, which is probably mental sickness, man. You know, you got it in your mind that you doing some great things or whatever. You know, but you ain't really out here in the world doing nothing, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we look at it. All that riding around that these secret societies do, we don't care nothing about that. Listen, you just wasting gas, bro. You've been wasting gas for years, haven't you? Riding around, driving around people and all of that, man. We don't care about that. You've been doing the same thing over and over. That's the Jedi mind trick. These Americans going for you, riding around all the time, mind reading. That's the only thing they do. Mind reading and riding around. That's the main thing, right? Mind reading and riding around in cars. And doing operations in the stores, having people come in the stores and all of that. That's all they doing. That's the three things, the main things they doing, man. Come on, man. We doing new stuff every year. We doing new stuff all the time, bro. I'm active over there with the bombs blowing up. I got stuff over there with the bombs blowing up, bro. You know what I'm saying? I got mail going over there right now. Now imagine you comparing yourself to me when I'm over there in the Middle East. You know what I'm saying? Watching stuff over there. Ain't nobody doing that. Ain't none of these rappers doing it. Ain't none of these black people doing it. No, come on. You sending mail to the Middle East. Come on, stop playing. That's 7 out. Come on, man. Stop playing with me, bro. You ain't doing that. Brooklyn ain't doing that. I'm probably the only person in Brooklyn sending money over, sending mail over there to the Middle East right now. with that stuff going on. There ain't nobody in Brooklyn doing that. Okay then, man. So then stop comparing me to these people. You think the streets is everything. You think and we know better than that. If they were so great, they would get African Americans out the ghetto. If the streets were so great, they would get black people out the hood. That's real though. That's real. If they were so great, they would get themselves out this situation. Who you know gonna be here and they so great and grand? That's how you look at these people. They right here with you. How they so great? You know what I'm saying? Come on. And then they can't get nobody else out of this situation. And if they out of this situation, they ain't getting nobody else out of this situation. That's what I'm looking at. So imagine you sitting back on me like you a committee, sitting back acting like you seeing who I am. When I'm sending money over there and I know you're not doing it. I'm over there active in this spiritual war. Over there with the Middle East, with the Americans over there. I'm over there, Iran, all of this stuff going on. And I'm over there by myself. By way of my mail. You know what I'm saying? Sending my mail over there. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man, bro. Listen, man. Listen. You need to update yourself constantly to me. I don't do the same things like these people do. They do the same thing year in and year out. Mind reading and riding around. That's the main. They do it. They did it in 2024. They did it in 2025. And they're trying to do it in 2026. But they're relevant because when these real wars are popping off and nobody don't care about them no more. Nobody don't care about that stuff no more, man. Riding around and all of that, man. That's just like a little sucker, man. You know what I'm saying? Riding around and all of that, man. We don't care nothing about that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. Look at it for what it is. What that is to these wars that's popping off. Riding around. You know what I'm saying? That stuff you did as a teenager. Riding around. You know what I mean? In cars and riding around. We did that as teenagers, man. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. That's real, though. That's real. You know what I'm saying? These real wars are popping off, man. We don't care about mind readers. We don't care about people that's riding around, bro. We don't care about that, bro. That's beneath us. You've been doing the same thing. I'm going to say it like nobody else ain't saying it. You know what I'm saying? You've been doing the same thing year in and year out. Let's call that out, man. 2022, 2023, I can count even 2023. 2022, 2023, 2020. The past 3 years, you've been doing the same thing, bro. You ain't done nothing differently. What they done differently? What have they done differently? Show me any progress. Show me some progression. Show me what they done differently. That's all I'm asking. I can take you through each year and show progression. I can show you what I was doing. I was doing something different every single year, bro. Literally. Sending money to Chicago, down in South Side Chicago. Oh, you ain't know about that? That was last year. I started sending money to South Side Chicago, down in the old block. Yeah, that part. Down in Parkway Gardens. Some you might not know about. I was sending money to the old block. A little bit, you know what I'm saying? Just to touch bases. I'm going to send more later on. But I done touched bases with the old block and everything like that, man. That's what I'm saying. I done sent money to Detroit, St. Louis, New Orleans, Memphis, LA. I'm in the trenches, bro. You can't be serious. You can't be serious. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like this. I mean, I can see if I ain't had nothing to show you. Man, I can go through each year. I can show you each year something different. Every year something is different for me. I make moves like that. I don't do the same thing every year. That's all I'm showing you, man. Like, we're not respecting people that do the same thing and ain't got no results, ain't doing nothing, ain't got no numbers. Nah. That's how you know I'm a head honcho. All I'm talking about is numbers, man. I ain't talking about bums sitting around doing the same thing. Well, so what? Okay, what? You read mine, so what? That's what a head honcho gonna tell you. What? So what? You read minds, you ride around. We don't care. We don't care, bro. You know what I'm saying? We talking about numbers, man. That's what we talking about, man. And you thought I was like you. You thought I was in the same boat as you. I got numbers. I do stuff. You just didn't know. You slept on me. I do stuff, bro. Yeah, that part, man. I done sent money to England, Germany. I done sent out to Germany, England too, Europe. I done been all. I'm sending money there. Poland and stuff. I'm sending money to Europe, England, Poland, and Germany. Right? That's this past summer. I'm sending money to Poland and Germany. Man, come on, man. When I first came over here to Brooklyn, the first place I sent money to was Poland. That's what I'm talking about, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm sending money to Poland as soon as I touch down over here. The same night I had bread. The same night I had bread. That's why I made the move. Because I had enough money to catch a taxi, come over here. I still had enough bread. I put the difference. I sent the difference to Poland. Once I came over here with the cab and everything and all that. You know, so, I touched down the first night I put money in the mailbox. The first night I came here. But see, that's God's spirit. The Holy Ghost leading me, knowing it was a game from the beginning. That's why he put me, go ahead and send money out there. It was a game from the beginning, bro. You know what I'm saying? We taxing on it, though. We taxing on it. That's all I'm saying, man. I'm talking numbers. I'm talking things. I'm showing you what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? They can't do the same thing. They can't sit in front of no video talking about what they doing. You know what I'm saying? They wish they could do something. They hoping they can do something to me, but they not doing nothing. Okay? I'm showing you what we doing. I can take you and I can show you that what we want to happen is happening. It's happening, right? Right. What we want to happen is happening. That's all I'm saying. This country is being torn apart. That's what we want to happen. You know what I'm saying? We getting it done. You know what I'm saying? Now imagine me playing with somebody. Now imagine me playing caring about a psychological game. I don't care about it, bro. We talking about the real world. We talking about things bigger and better and greater than that. That's the bottom line. And and we got our heads screwed on, but we ain't worried about it. If we don't, long as we ain't out here doing nothing to no children, we don't care what you think. I really don't. I really don't. We don't care about that. We do not. We do not. And that's that's how they keep power over certain people. You acting like this whole psychological game is everything. It's nothing. It's nothing to me because it doesn't do anything. It doesn't. How does it apply to the real world? Explain that intelligently. How all these psychological games apply to our real world is what I'm talking about. And that's where a head honcho gonna tell you, listen, buddy, that don't apply to. How does it apply to the real world? This person ain't doing nothing to nobody, right? Okay, so even if you found something on his mind, what is he doing in the real world? That's what a head honcho gonna ask you. What has he done out here? It's gonna come right back to what I said. Out here, right? What has he done out here, right? He ain't done nothing, right? Oh, we don't care nothing about that. That's what the head honcho gonna tell you. See, that's a retarded community, bro. Like, listen, if you ain't out here in the real world, we don't care about it, bro. That's all I'm talking about, man. That's all I'm saying. And then that's how you know they clowns, because they keep referring to things that ain't in the real world, man. It's not. Where? What? What you talking about, man? We don't care about that, bro. I don't care. I can live with my thoughts. I'm gonna tell you like a real one will tell you. I can live with it. Anything cross my mind, I can live with it. How about that, buddy? I can live with anything cross my mind. I don't care what it is, how nasty it is, whatever it is, I can live with anything come across my mind, buddy. I'm just being real. I'm just being real, bro. I'm just letting you know how far this goes. I mean, you ain't gonna break me down from no little stuff that you put through probably AI and witchcraft and wizardry and all of that. They're gonna probably use AI against us too. Think about it. Keep it real. Think about it. They gonna use AI in everything. We don't care about. So then I don't care what come across my mind between all this technology, AI, and all this stuff going on. That part, man. I don't care nothing about no stuff come across my mind, knowing these people got AI and all this stuff now. And you see the Pentagon is working with AI, the AI CEO. So they're gonna start using, they're gonna use psychological weapons with AI, where AI can go into the mind and all of this and play all these games with you and everything, figure you out and try to play games based on who you are. Look at that, man. They probably already doing that to me and other people. I'm not stupid. They probably using AI against me. You know what I'm saying? But they're using witchcraft, divination, all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's illegal surveillance. That's what it is. It's a way around not using physical or technology that's illegal surveillance, but they're using people as illegal surveillance. That's what they're doing. They're using people as illegal surveillance against you. The people are illegal surveillance. Hello? They are illegal surveillance. That's what they are. Okay, we don't care nothing about that. I don't care nothing about it. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing and everything like that. Like I said, if it's in the mind, we don't care about it, because that's all they can do. That's all they've been doing. That's all they're going to do. You know what I'm saying? We listen, buddy. We do stuff in the real world. For you to think you can compare yourself to me, and you have done nothing in the past 5 to 6 years in the real world we live in. Listen, buddy. Listen, man. Listen. We don't listen. You're not my equal, and I proved it. I proved it because you do nothing in the real world. We don't care about you networking with Brooklyn. So what? It ain't nothing we can see. If you big, we should be able to see it without seeing it, right? Right. Where it hit the news or something like that. We don't care nothing about what you're doing with Brooklyn. So what? We don't care about who you know in Brooklyn. So what? That's what I'm saying. That's teenager stuff. Like, who you know in Brooklyn? We don't care about that, bro. We care about stuff that's so big, it changes everything. This is what God's kingdom does. And this is what we do. We change everything, bro. I told these lames. I told these suckers. We will change your whole community, bro. That's common sense. You playing with God's kingdom, bro. Man, God will shut this whole thing down. That's obvious, man. I mean, people are retarded, bro. I'm telling you. Retarded. Not in a good way, in a bad way, bro. They retarded, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, man, I don't feel bad for you at all, man. You put yourself in my lane. You act like you think psychological games is going to put you on my level and lane. You tripping. You absolutely tripping. Ain't nobody going to acknowledge that. Half the people don't even believe in it. You can't make a common man believe in it. I can make a common man believe I'm doing stuff based off the foundation of you marrying children, and I'm the only one talking about it. That's how I'm going to win the common man, whether he an atheist or not. I'm going to win the common man based on this information I got. Remember that, buddy. I can talk to the average woman, black woman, and I tell her about America marrying children. I got her attention. She ain't going to forget me. You know what I'm saying? She gonna remember me, but you gonna talk her to about what I do, what you thought I did. Man, come on, man. Listen, bro. Listen, man. That's what I'm talking about, bro. I can go outside and talk about other stuff and show you information. I don't gotta talk about the offerings. I can show you information. They put people on my side. I can show you why people believe in me, why they believe in you. Your money ain't gonna last. All the USD gotta do is dry up, then it's over for you. Okay, all it's gonna take is these systems to fall off, and it's over for you. That's what I'm saying, and that goes back to what I'm talking about. Not paying attention to the real world we live in. You're not paying attention to it. It's falling off. So everything that you consist of is gonna fall right off with it. You're going to fall right off with it, buddy. That's just what it is. I do stuff in the real world, man. Remember that, buddy. You got me messed up with these little okey-doke type of dudes. Ain't no okey-doke going on here. You know, I do stuff in the real world. I'm too old not to. I'm too old to not do stuff in the real world. I do stuff in the real world. I'm sending money over there, right there in the Middle East, right over there. Like I said, I'm checking updates to make sure, you know what I'm saying? Like every time I hear about Lebanon, now I gotta check and see if my mail is actually getting through, because I ain't sent it too long ago, right? So it's not really. It could be over there. It could already be delivered, but I don't know, because I ain't got no tracking on it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really know. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like I'm just checking, making sure it actually gets through in the maximum time that it's supposed to get there and be delivered. I'm just making sure that everything is good up until that time, and then after that, I'm gonna pull back from that church for a while, because it's just too risky. You know that I'll send money over there and it won't get through. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, punchline is I already sent money over there already. I already done it. You know what I'm saying? I done sent money to Egypt. I done sent money to Israel, Nazareth in Israel. You know what I'm saying? I'm not playing no games, bro. I'm not playing any games here. That's all I'm saying. Now, if I didn't have anything to talk about, if I didn't have no numbers, if I ain't telling you I'm making $1 million transactions where I'm giving people millions of dollars, then you can esteem me as just this loud, arrogant American, just like these bums on the street. You can go on the streets and find a bum that's arrogant and loud and everything, thinking they somebody tough or bad or whatever. That's what I'm saying. So you just wind up playing yourself to grown men and women when you talking loud or whatever you're doing, you know, and you ain't got no numbers. We know you ain't doing nothing. And that go for people in the building too, man. You come on, man. You don't think we see that as grown men? I mean, who you think you're supposed to be? You're nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's the truth. You know, and you're no different than some bum on the streets yelling loud, and we know that person is nothing, bro. And so it's you the same way. The only difference is you in the building. You might have a little job in the building. That's it. You're still a bum. Nobody knows you. Nobody cares about you. And I know you know that. No one cares. So you gotta tell people, man, because I mean they gassed. You know what I'm saying? They in their own little la-la world. You gotta bring them back down to earth, bro. You ain't doing nothing. That's what we talking about, bro. You ain't got no information. You ain't doing nothing. We ain't trying to hear it. So you thought the kingdom of God over here, we were just spirituality and just floating around like you. Nah, we do stuff. We got information and we do stuff in the real world. That's the difference. You know what I'm saying? See, they sized us up like, cause we spiritual. Oh, we just do spirituality. I told people that, man. These people got like a fetish for spirituality. That's all it is. They got a fetish for spirituality, man. That's why they love people like me. Because once you see the power that's on my life through Christ Jesus, glory to his name, oh, they love sitting around me. Because they already got a fetish for, they're inquisitive about spirituality. You know what I'm saying? I already know that, man. That's what I'm saying. That's why we despise them. We hate them. We can't stand, I can't stand up in my atmosphere. Because the truth is, man, you just listen, at this point, you just jocking me. That's all you're doing. You just jocking me. That's how I esteem it. You jocking me. That's all you're doing. That's it, man. And we don't care about that, man. It don't lead to nothing in the real world. Like I said, it don't put no money in my pocket. It don't do nothing for me. As long as it don't, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? See, you thought I was some idle bum, you know, some idle type of person, because I'm in this room and, you know, you don't see me going back and forth to work. You thought I was some little bum type of dude. Nah. I'm doing stuff right from this building. I'm doing stuff that you didn't know about right from this building. I'm sending money to Jamaica. I'm sending thousands of dollars to Jamaica. Kingston, Jamaica. I sent money down there when the storm was going on. All that stuff was going on. No, that's all I'm saying. That's thousands of dollars. You know what I'm saying? Come on. That's what listen. If you ain't got no numbers, man, come on, man, don't play yourself, bro. Everybody can see you ain't nothing, man. You know, you ain't fooling nobody. Just like the bum on the streets, he yelling and loud and thinking he arrogant. That's Americans for you. Even a bum think he's something. He out there yelling loud and everything. He's nobody. He's a nothing. He's nothing. And most likely it's his fault that he's nothing. It's his fault. I guarantee you it's his fault. More times than not, them people out there, it's their fault, man. And that's why, listen, I don't have much compassion on the American poor here, because most of them are drug addicts, entitled, you know what I'm saying? They don't do the right things in life, and then they want somebody to feel sorry for them. They're not the same kind of poor people in other countries. Look, that's true though. You go out there, man, these people, you can tell they entitled. They don't want, they want somebody to do something for them all the time. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got no hustle in them at all. They dirty, they don't clean up, they don't try to get no hustle going or nothing. You know what I'm saying? They can't even feed themselves. Some people can't even feed themselves out there. One thing, I would never be in America is hungry. Man, to all these restaurants, you must be tripping. I ain't never been hungry on the streets. I was eating pizza from Papa John's, everything. Because I'll go there and get the food in Pizza Hut or Papa John's. I'll ask them for orders that they're going to throw away. See, this is something that a bum wouldn't know. I go in there and ask them for the orders they're going to throw away. Man, I get like 2 pieces at a time sometimes, man. Stuff that bums sit in front of the same store and get nothing. That's the difference, bro. That's all I'm saying. When I was on the streets, listen, follow me closely. Follow my history closely. I ain't never go hungry, man. I was eating everywhere. I go in Subway and get a sandwich for free, bro. I done it, man. But you wasn't paying attention. I go to the Waffle House and get stuff for free. I go to the Waffle House and get a waffle. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm just saying, I ain't got no money. I go to the Waffle House and get waffle for free. I go to Subway, all of that, man. I ain't gonna go hungry. You tripping. All these restaurants around here. All these restaurants in America. You going hungry because something wrong with you, but you ain't got no hustle. You ain't got no hustle in you. You almost dead. You see all these restaurants and you ain't gonna go ask nobody for no food. Can't be me. Wouldn't be me. And it hasn't been me. Ain't no way in the world. So see, even on the streets, I'm a different animal. That's what I want you to pay attention to, man. When you got people when there's people beneath me that's on the streets, they'll go on the streets and can't even get no food. And you in America. You got a whole strip of restaurants. All these restaurants. How you can't go in there and get no food? And then don't be a person consistently on the street. You can't get nobody to look out for you. Man, listen, man. That's what I'm saying, bro. See, when a man like me go on the streets, I'm a lion, bro. I'm a beast. A beast ain't gonna go hungry, man. I'm a hunt till I get food. I'm a hunt till I eat. Just like a lion. A lion ain't gonna sit around and say, oh, I wish somebody would feed me. A lion gonna get on the march. Ain't no way in the world. A lion gonna go far as he gotta go to eat. These dudes ain't lions, man. I prove I'm a lion because I hunt. You see me on the streets, listen, you ain't gonna see me hungry. You ain't gonna see me not for no food. Not for food. Not for food, buddy. Obviously, I don't have money. That's obvious. But food, listen, ain't no way in the world, man. That's not going to happen consistently. I promise you that. I promise you that, bro. So you got to understand, man. You see the different weight classes. You see the different lanes. You know, you might size me up like that guy over there on the streets. You know what I'm saying? He can't even open his mouth up and get nothing to eat. But you'll see I was homeless or in a situation darn near homeless, and you'll think me and him the same. See what I'm saying? But how we figure it out with little things like that. He can't even go get no food for himself. How is that my lane? You can't be serious. You can't be serious. Ain't no way in the world I'm gonna be in America now. In America, with all these restaurants that just throw away food. They throw away food all the time. Now imagine me being hungry in America. That's how I look at it. Ain't no way in the world, man. I was eating from McDonald's. I go in there and ask the manager. The manager slide a card and give me a whole combo. Whole combo. Big Mac, fries, drink, everything. Free. I'm homeless. I done it. I done been to Wendy's, Burger King, everywhere you could, all them little restaurants, man. That's all I'm saying. Everyone you could think about. All the ones you like, I done been to them and got money and got food for free. That's what I'm saying. Ain't no way in the world I could be in this country. My eyes be totally open like a survivor, like a soldier. I see all these restaurants open. Ain't no way in the world I'm going hungry. You tripping. You tripping. I could see if I was in the woods somewhere. All these restaurants with food in it. Man, listen, bro. That tells you who's who right there, bro. If I size you up like that, because there ain't no way in the world. I'ma be on the streets and I don't get no food. You tripping. I eat from coast to coast on the streets. When I was in California homeless, I go to the Chinese spots and ask for rice. Rice and soy sauce. The Chinese has no problem, or the Japanese have no problem with handing out rice. They got so much rice in there. That's the main thing they got. They have that with everything. You think he gonna turn you away if you ask him for a box of rice? And he got all that rice in there and he gonna throw it away? He glad to give it to you. He glad to get. They ain't never turned me down. So when I couldn't make it with these other restaurants, Chinese spots is the most reliable, man. I go in there, ask for some rice. That's something on your stomach right there. You eat that rice. The average size guy eat that rice, you're going to be good for the moment. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be good for the moment. You know what I mean? You put some soy sauce on it, it's good. I didn't know how good soy sauce was until I went out there and got home. Now I buy soy sauce. I buy it now. Once I realized how good it was, I was like, man, I put soy sauce on everything now. It's good. I use it like ketchup. I use it like mustard. I put soy sauce on all. You can put it on all kind of stuff, man. It's good, man. You just gotta know how. You gotta put sugar with it sometimes, or you got to get the sweet soy sauce. If you can find the sweet soy sauce, that's the best. You know what I'm saying? That's the best, man. They don't have it no more. They don't really have it. You know what I'm saying? Or the gang started trying to buy it out, so I don't get it. I'm smarter than they thought, man. But I still mix like some sugar in my soy sauce anyway. That's what most Americans would like to do. You know what I'm saying? You mix a little sugar in your soy sauce, it's good, man. I put it on peanuts. I put some peanuts and some soy sauce with sugar on it. Delicious. You know what I'm saying? So, man, I learned to survive, man. Like, I don't know, like, I can tell you my whole story. It's nothing but survival, man. So if you think you heard that I don't work or whatever, I survive. I still got a mind to survive. I just decided to go my own way. Like Frank Sinatra said, I did it my way. Some people do things their way and you can't pay attention. You don't see it that they doing it their way because they ain't doing America's way. You think they lazy or whatever. But then you got some people like Frank Sinatra. They just doing it their way, man. I lived my way. I did it my way. And when you do it your way, guess what, buddy? You're going to be happy. You're going to be happy with your results to a certain degree, to a better degree, than when you do it somebody else's way. When you do it somebody else's way and it fails, guess what? You're going to blame your society. You're going to blame America. You're going to blame whoever told you to do it that way. When you do it your way, you're going to take what comes with it and you're going to be happy. You're going to have pleasure from doing it your way. So initially while you're doing it, and you're going to be happy that you've done it your way. But if you live somebody else's way and it don't work, you're going to blame them for the rest of your life. That you did it their way and you should have done it your way. You ain't going to never know. That's the bad thing about it. You ain't going to never know because you did it their way. If you do it America's way and then they fail you and you can't get occupations and you can't get no jobs and you can't get work, you're going to blame them. You're going to blame the system. You see what I'm saying? But if you do it your way, Whether you win or fail, you're gonna be happy. That's like Frank Sinatra. So when people see me doing it and living this unorthodox life, they don't know that. Listen, they don't know you're doing it your way, whether you're in the streets or not. They don't know you're building. I use the streets like military, like a military person. I become stronger like a soldier. You know what I'm saying? It's people who utilize the street differently. You're not paying attention. You think that person is pathetic, weak. He's walking down the street, probably halfway crying. Nah, I'm building more character as a soldier. But you didn't really pay attention. You know what I'm saying? So that's just like, man, you know, it's depending on who you talk to, like I like to say. It's depending on who you talk to. You talk to this guy about being on the streets, he gives you a story. I give you a whole different story on the streets. This guy tells you he couldn't get no food, he was hungry on the streets. I tell you, I ate everywhere on the streets. I ate at all the places you like to eat. Burger King, McDonald's, all Papa John's, all them places, man. Pizza Hut. I ain't never go hungry. That's how you know I'm an alpha male. The true test is put a person on the streets and see what happens. See what he's made of. Take everything from him and see what happens. That's how you know you're head honcho. That's what I'm saying, and that's why we come out talking like this, man. You know what I'm saying? If I throw you on the streets and you just fall apart and you just want to die, you kill yourself, you was weak. That, I hate to say it. I mean, you know, you was too weak for life. But if I put you on the streets and you out here eating Papa John pizza, walking down the streets with boxes of pizza, you a survivor, you a soldier. But see, the white Americans ain't gonna look at it like that, man. That's why you can't pay them. They gonna think whatever they think about that. Oh, he went mooching and getting that from the Papa John's. You see how I'm saying? A goofy person gonna think something like that. What you gonna think? Oh, that's a survivor. This is a soldier. That dude just got pizza now. Look at him. He got 2 boxes of pizza. Now look at now ask a white conservative what that means. Yeah, you done got some pizza from Papa John's. He done went up there and begged for pizza. I ain't begged for nothing. Begging is not asking one time. Begging is asking over and over again. I don't beg for nothing. Begging is asking over and over. If I ask you, I'm not begging you. So that's what I'm trying to show you. Don't get it twisted, bro. I eat everywhere. When I went to Los Angeles, I was eating, buddy. I got food stamps, everything. I could have not done that. I could have been walking around LA with no food stamps. It's people that do it. Mentally sick, bro. They ain't got no food stamps, nothing. Imagine me, man. I would have got my food stamps in LA. You know, I didn't go hungry. I was eating. Imagine me going hungry. Imagine me not having nothing. That's all I'm saying, bro. That's all I'm saying. So now you see me in the final hours, you know what I'm saying, past all this stuff, you know what I'm saying, well, I done lived in Los Angeles, man, and these dudes treat me like I'm a lame, man. You know, if I tell you I lived in LA, that should tell you everything as a black man. Now you go talk to the white boy, he gonna tell you, oh, he was down in the streets of LA. But what that's gonna tell you? That's what I'm saying, man. That's gonna tell you I became stronger. I probably became more dangerous and everything. That's all I'm saying. Now talk to a white boy. You tell he gonna ask where you went in Los Angeles, something corny like that, right? Where was he in Los Angeles? And does it matter? Does it even matter? You know, that's all I'm saying, man. We reason differently. We think differently. Our heads on differently, bro. That's why the white man slept on me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because his head ain't on like mine is. Our head is wrapped on, screwed on differently. Because I ain't worried about all this stuff out here, these jobs and stuff. Like right now, man, we worried about war. We in spiritual war, bro. That's why I see it. The people didn't take me seriously. Now you do. I stayed in this position for on purpose. I stayed in this position on purpose. You know what I mean? I didn't I made a determination that why work right now when these people gang stalking. I sized all this stuff up, what they was doing. I sized it up. I'm like, why should I be working when I know I sized it up to know if I go work, they gonna be at the job. Now what you gonna say is, oh, well, you don't let nobody stop your money. Nah, listen. I knew what I could do according to this situation that was better than money. And I wouldn't be able to enjoy the money anyway until I got rid of this. No, you're not. You're not gonna be able to enjoy it. So then, if you ain't gonna be able to enjoy it, you gotta dig in and get to work, bro. And that's what I did. That's what I did. So while you thinking, oh man, you should have just been working, nah. I want you to look at what happened. I want you to look at the results. I won, right? But you might feel like it was still kind of an L because everything is over. Well, how I look at it, man, you could say some people would say my life was already over when I went through all of this stuff anyway. You know what I'm saying? To a certain degree, man, because I'm not living life like I'm supposed to. I'm not really living life. You know what I'm saying? So I really don't care about life as you see it. Like I'm already lined into getting this work done. I'm at war. I just want to get this war done. As far as getting the life and all that, nah, I don't care about that. And my life reflects that. I don't care about going out. I don't care about doing any of those things no more. I care about winning my war. That's what I care about. You don't play with me like this and think I ain't gonna get you. I'm gonna dedicate myself totally to war, and that's my point. Now, see, you'll go and lose your job, or let's just say you go through gang stalking, and you're not a spiritual warrior. Not by any stretch of the imagination. So it wouldn't make no sense for you to sit home. It wouldn't make no sense because you ain't gonna do nothing. You ain't gonna pray. You ain't gonna give offerings. You ain't gonna do nothing. So it wouldn't make sense for you to sit home because you're not a spiritual warrior. Me, now you see why I did it. Because I'm a fast for 7 days. You ain't gonna do that. So what sense does it make for you to sit home? That's what I'm saying. So then you got to evaluate my position specifically, not the subject of sitting home, not the idea of sitting home. Nah, you gotta see the details of what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? I stayed like this for like 3 years, longer than that, really. You could go ahead and say about 4 years. You know what I mean? And it worked. Some people will think you're mentally sick. Nah, you know what's going on. You know the stuff that's going on. Okay, so then I wasn't going to go. I'd rather, instead of going to a job and getting that little bit of money, and more times than not, it's going to be a little bit of money. You're going to be dealing with a whole bunch of other people and gang stalkers, bringing their children up there to the job to gang stalk you, and bringing old people up to the job to gang stalk you. Nah. I sized that up like that. That's how I sized it up. Once I seen they was doing all this stuff they doing, I was smart enough to know if I got a job, you gonna be there. Right or wrong? They gonna be there. Okay, so then you think I'm gonna go on a job and be gang stalked in a little room or a little place or building every day? You think I'm gonna go to a job? This is what I thought about. I literally, and you can go back and check the credibility of this through my other videos. This is exactly what I thought about. You think I'm gonna go to a job and every day they got these little lame games and people bringing children up there and all different type of scenarios with children? It's not gonna happen, buddy. It never happened. That's what they hate. It never happened. They thought eventually I was going to come out there and get some little rinky-dink job and they was going to be able to gang stalk me on the job site. That's all they doing to these people. You're trying to keep up. You're trying to show other people what you can do. And man, the truth is, man, you ain't gonna get their approval anyway, man. They still don't respect you, and they still reject you. So I do things my way, and like Frank Sinatra, and I won. That's why I want people to acknowledge everything. How you was criticizing me, I won. How you was criticizing how I was moving, how I was in the streets, and I should just go work, and that's the problem. I won, bro. I knew that this is what I knew would happen. This is what I expected to happen. That's all I'm saying, bro. That's all I'm saying. So see, my plan worked. That's what I'm trying to establish here. My plan worked. Okay, so whatever you was talking about wouldn't have done much, man. It wouldn't have done much. Getting with a woman and you being gang stalked, I tried it. I tried that, and all they did was gang stalk the woman and make her and use witchcraft on her, and she became a blind witch. If you don't know what a blind witch is, look that up. That's all she became, which is basically a person that that operates as a witch, but they don't really know that they're operating as a witch. That's why they're called a blind witch. They're operating as a blind witch. You know, and so if you don't have a strong spiritual woman as strong as you, like me, I'm a prophet. So can you imagine me having a woman that's just as strong as me? Like I fast for a whole week. You know what I'm saying? This is day 7. This is the end. I come off the day. I got hours left. And I don't even come off late the day. I come off at the end of the day. Listen, man, I'm just saying, bro, and I'm talking about everything in my right mind. You can see I've been fasting for 7 days. I'm not tripping. I'm not out of my mind. I'm not delirious. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sick. I'm not bothered. Nothing. This is what I'm saying. So it comes with respect, because even a Marine is gonna respect me. Military gonna respect me. Because when I looked up military going without food, no military training trains a soldier to go without food for over 7 days. So I've done things that military hasn't even done. Oh yeah, military haven't done this. So why you think I'm still in valor, which I never have? Or I'm a fake wannabe soldier, which I've never thought like that. Other people, military call me a soldier. People that served in the military call me a soldier. Okay, yeah, that part. Okay, I will get respect of the military for fasting alone. That's what I'm trying to show you. We can show you stuff that we doing that people will respect. Military gonna respect me. Wow, you fast for 7 days? In Marine training, Navy SEALs, Green Beret, they do not get trained. I already looked it up. They do not get trained going 7 days without eating. They may go a couple days at best. So military gonna say, I respect that because of your psychology. I know it takes a strong mind to do it. It takes physical strength. I make it look easy to the chumps. You know what I'm saying? But a Marine gonna size it up. Like a Green Beret or a Navy SEAL gonna size that up. Like, wow. That's impressive. You go a whole week without eating? So you gotta speak up for yourself in this world, man, and let people know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Now think about if I didn't, you wouldn't be thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? That's why I speak up for myself and let people know what it is, bro. As opposed to what they thought it was. What you thought it wasn't. Now you see what it is. Like I said, we got numbers, man. We got numbers, man. Like this 7-day fast, I've been fasting since the war started in Iran. You know what I'm saying? Everything's going good, bro. You know what I'm saying? I started fasting hours before it happened. I counted it. It was 8 hours before that war started. I didn't know what was going to happen. I just went on the fast, and I'm glad I did, because this war's been going on the whole time, since I've been fasting. So, it's just, I'm just glad, what I'm saying? People that's playing around me, that brought this situation to what it is, these secret societies that alerted all of these other people to me, this is what you caused, man. I'm just letting you know. I'm not stupid. You alerted all these other people to me. This is what you caused. Okay? This is what you caused. And there ain't no other way to talk about it. You open your big mouth, your big old lips, talking about something you didn't know nothing about, talking about somebody you don't even know. This is why we despise people like you. You know what I'm saying? Sitting up here talking about people, opening your big old lips on people you don't even know for your own personal entertainment. It's reduced down to your personal entertainment. That's why we despise you. That's why black people ain't gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what you're talking about. You ain't gonna make it. You done too much. You done too much. Your lips, your big lips is open too much. That's what happened to you. Talking all the time, yapping all the time about somebody you don't even know. You know what I'm saying? Trying to put me in your politics, and then the more it went on, the more they was addicted to the politics. The more it went on, they was more addicted to it. You ain't listen. Let me explain something to you. You are not everything as black people. You are just another tribe of black people. That's all. God is everything. God is the greatest, not you. And you gotta tell them that, because they so gashed, from everybody telling them black is so great, black is so great. It comes to a point where you're gassed, bro. And that gas attitude comes out here and catches problems. You get smoked with people coming out here being gassed. Like we ain't all built to last. I'm built to last, buddy. I don't care if you blacker than me or not. As far as being African, I don't care nothing about that. I know I just proved who I am just with this conversation. Okay? So, you know what I'm saying? So, and what you proved? You proved to be ignorant. That's what you proved. Those who are against me proved to be ignorant. You proved white people right. You proved them right that you're ignorant. Okay? Listen, I won my wars, buddy. What you prove? That's what I'm saying, bro. That's all I'm saying, man. So, like I said, man, I can show people real numbers. I can show people real things we doing in the real world. You know what I'm saying? That's all we talking about, man. That's all that life really consists of, this real world we live in. And if you can't show us nothing out there in the real world, you can't show us how you can make it in the real world and everything like that. Listen, bro. Listen. I did what I had to do. You know what I'm saying? When these people was on my trail and they act like they was gonna play with me forever, I took care of my business. I went into war full time. And you see the situation now. Now, if I would have been trying to be working through this shit, that's nothing. You see what I'm saying? That's not gonna do nothing for this. This had to be defeated by spiritual means. Now you see what I'm saying? If I would have been making that little money, $400 a week, $500 a week, something like that. But what that's gonna do? And then try to enjoy my life, but they still everywhere. It would have still been around here. I had to get in the trenches and get this done. That's what I'm trying to show. That's what makes me a soldier, buddy. See, a soldier isn't all about money. Not real soldiers. A real soldier don't really, you know what I'm saying? You go do tours, it ain't about the money. It's about what you're built to do and who you are and your cause, right? Right. It ain't about no money. It's so for me it's the same thing. It wasn't about no money. I needed to get my enemy and take care of him. And I didn't go out here trying to seek money, and I know I got a war on my hands. I got in the trenches and got my job done. You know what I'm saying? See, I stayed humble. I stayed humble and out the way. While they out there talking or whatever. Listen, I stayed humble and out the way, man. Even in this building, in this neighborhood, I stayed humble and out the way. I don't care about proving nothing to nobody in the last days, man. I don't care nothing about that. It's the last days. I don't care nothing about proving nothing to these people. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I don't care nothing about that. I proved it now. I proved who I am now. I got in the trenches and got my job done. So you got to refresh yourself as a person. Okay, what you did worked. That's right. That's right. That's right, buddy. I knew what I was doing. I want you to realize I knew what I was doing. Okay? It wasn't a fluke. It was not a fluke. I knew what I was doing, buddy. Okay? I'm a spiritual warrior. I was a spiritual warrior before y'all met me, before you heard about me. I was already a spiritual warrior. So when I seen this going on, I knew what I had to do, buddy. I ain't going to no job. I'm going to go into full-time war. That's what I'm going to be a full-time soldier. That's it. That's all. Not no part-time soldier on the weekend. Nah, you can't do it like that because I need time to fast. I need a whole week. See what I'm saying? This is why. 8 hours into my fast, this stuff, the war in Iran happened. You telling me my fast ain't working and it ain't necessary? Well, every time I'm fasting, something happening. Did you notice that? I went on this fast and the war started. I wanted that to happen anyway. I wanted to go ahead and happen. Because what we're looking for is the escalation. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for the escalation of the situation. When this situation escalates, listen, that's what we're looking for. That's what we're looking for is escalation. See, you can tell I'm a prophet because my words hit differently. You know what I'm saying? Once I get in the groove of talking, it hits. Everything hit differently, bro. It pull you in. That's how you know, man. You could tell who a preacher. You could tell who really anointed, man, because it's gonna pull you in. You know what I'm saying? I had to get it. I had to take care of this, man. I had to take care of it, man. I'm happy with my results that the Lord gave me, and I give Him the praise and the glory. That's for sure. You know what I'm saying? But God wants people to acknowledge His people's position. See, that's the difference. I praise God. Don't get me wrong. I give Him the praise. He also, the Bible says, give respect where respect is due. Give honor where honor is due. Let other men praise you and not your own mouth. So God gives room for His servants to be praised. It says, let other men praise you and not your own mouth in the Bible, right? See, I read every scripture, bro. That's just me. Not just the obvious, the big scriptures. Like, so the Bible says give respect where respect is due. So you're supposed to respect. Who is it talking to about? It's talking about human beings. Give respect where respect is due. Give honor where honor is due. God already got full honor. So why would it tell you to give God honor where honor is due? That's talking about human beings. It says give respect where respect is due. Give honor where honor is due, bro. But you find American Christians that don't even do that with people like me. They won't give you respect because they feel like they only respect God. They only honor God. That's not the Bible. So you're not really walking as a Christian, because if you to really walk as a Christian, once you hear the scriptures, you do what it says, right? You don't ignore it. You don't act like you can just put half of it off. When it tells you to give respect where respect is due, give honor where honor is due, you see I played my position in spiritual warfare and we won. Listen, I deserve respect and honor right now. Right now, today, with these wars escalating in the Middle East, I deserve respect today. Okay? That's real. And you're supposed to let people know. You're supposed to let people know. That's right. In my situation, where everybody quiet and quiet is kept, listen, I'm going to let you know. I ain't waiting for nobody. I ain't waiting for these same people to try to figure it out. Because I don't know where your mind is at. I don't know. Based on what you've been told about me, I don't know where your mind is at. Okay, so then I'm going to tell you, I deserve my respect, right? Listen, I've been fasting for 7 days. You telling me, and then look at all this stuff going on in Iran, and it happened right as I went into the fast. You telling me I ain't on point? I didn't try to do that. How I knew about it? It wasn't no warships over there. Oh, well, hold up. Yeah, it was. But nothing happened. It was just stalling, right? So I went into a fast and it popped off in 8 hours into the fast. Okay, so listen, man, listen. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Listen, I deserve my respect. And listen, if I don't get it, I take it. I take my respect. In some cases, you got to take your respect from these people. Snatch it. Snatch your respect. That's all I'm saying. Cause you ain't fasting for 7 days. I ain't letting no little okie doke punk, street punk out here on Utica act like he in my lane. These little punks in Utica. Now, man, come on, man. You can't be serious, bro. You cannot be serious. That's what I'm saying. I have to be differentiated from these people. They not in my lane, bro. See, the Jedi mind trick is to make white people that's on my side think that that's my competition. Or that's close to me. That's not. It's not close to me. That's what I'm saying. It's not, bruh. They try the Jedi mind trick to say we just as good as he is. Whatever you see in him, we just as good. Prove that. Prove that. Prove you can fast for 7 days and get results, spiritual results. Prove you can fast in 7 days and 8 hours into the fast, the war starts in Iran, and you still stay on the fast. No, you don't get off. Talking about, oh, we already got answers. Oh, we already got answers. I don't need to fast. No, because that's my objective is escalation. Escalation has to happen. See, I got objectives. Prove that you do what I do. That's all I'm asking. You built like me? Okay, you see the war going on, you don't come off the fast. Like it's entertainment. You don't act like it's entertainment and come on off the fast and see what's going on. No, you fast through the fast. You fast through the real war going on in Iran. That's how you built like me. I've been fasting the whole time it's been going on. The whole time. Listen, I've been fasting the whole time. I was in the fast 8 hours before it started. Before the first attack, I was already in the fast for 8 hours. I didn't come off and say, oh, well, that's good. That's good. I could have came off in 3 days. Oh, yeah, that's good right there. Yeah, that's good. It's escalating. That's the end. That's the end of America as we know it. It ain't gonna be the same. I could have did that. But see, that's why God keep blessing me. That's why God empowers me, bro. Cause I'm gonna give it my all, bro. I'm gonna go for a whole week. I'm gonna go hard. I done 3 weeks. I done 3 weeks of fasting. That's what I'm saying. They not built like me, bro. 3 weeks. That's 7 more days. That would be a month. As far as February. Man, boy, you ain't listening. I fasted for 21 days, 3 weeks with no food and no vitamin. I didn't even, my system was not even being replenished or strengthened in any way. Just water 21 days, buddy. And I successfully refed myself and came off the fast properly. Okay? So when you think, oh, I do a 7-day fast, that's all I do. Nah, that's not my highest level. My highest level is 21 days, man. That's my highest level. So can you imagine if I would do that right now? See, but I'm gonna do 7 days in a situation like this. You know what I'm saying? And this little situation like this, I need my own place and space to go that hard like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't gonna be playing with no lames. You know what I'm saying? Around my situation. You know. And then I gotta go downstairs and sign in. That's all. And that's witchcraft anyway. Imagine after about 14 days, you can't even walk up the steps. That's why you need to be set aside to yourself, to where you ain't gotta move around and do and lose your energy and do things. You need to be in the room and be to yourself. It's still gonna be laborious. It's still gonna be hard, but walking up and down steps, nah. I don't listen. They playing games anyway. They want me to do that. At one time, somebody told me here, you can go downstairs every 3 days. Okay. Then somebody else tell me, oh, you gotta sign in every day. I was about to close your room out. But the truth is, you just being a jerk that I can come out every 3 days. But I'm more away from this building, so you want me to feel like I need to come down there every day. I'm just, man, come on, man. Think I'm stupid? Why are two other people besides you telling me I can come down there every 3 days? So which one is it? Because if they was gonna close out the room for 1 day, then that would have been they would have explained that. 2 other people did not explain that. Besides them coming up here, they say after 3 days they'll see. Well, that's when they'll check and see where you at. That ain't saying. So that's saying you wouldn't close it out in 1 day. That's saying you wouldn't close the room out in 1 day, but another person is telling you that. See, that's all witchcraft, man. That's all intended to be witchcraft, where they want me to come down into this building and sign and be read every day by mind readers and go through witchcraft every day for mind readers. Like I'm stupid, bro. That's what I'm saying. I don't get this reputation for being an idiot. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. That's all it is, man. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's all right, because I ain't gonna be here much longer anyway. If they don't make no moves, they don't do nothing, I'm moving on. Simple as that. I'm moving on. That's as simple as that, man. I'm not wasting no more time, because I already proved myself. I already proved to deserve respect and honor. You know what I'm saying? For those who really support me, I already deserve respect and honor. I'm not playing no games with nobody, bro. You know what I'm saying? I already know that. I know the respect I deserve, and you also should know the respect that you deserve. Yes, sir. You know the respect you deserve. You putting in work, man. And these man, and these chumps ain't doing half of what you doing. I'm just calling how I see it, man. They not doing half of what you doing, bro. You know what I'm saying? So imagine me being subject to them, and they put me in a room with people, or in a building with people that ain't doing none of this stuff. They ain't fasting for a week. They ain't got physical strength like that. So imagine me being subject to their opinion, being subject to what they doing. Both of it. That's all I'm saying, man. Listen, you tripping. Listen, that's for the black community too. You tripping. If you ain't fasting for 7 days, you ain't on my level. If you ain't fasting for week to week, I don't care what kind of mind stuff you do, sucker. You ain't on my level. And that's all you're trying to do is whip up that mind reading, whip it up in a million different ways. That I don't care about that. You ain't seeing me. You're not seeing me, buddy. You're not seeing me today. And that's that. And you're not going to be able to manipulate to see me today. And that's what I want you to understand, right? You ain't going to be able to do nothing to manipulate to see me today. And because you're a narcissistic black person, because black people are very narcissistic because of the culture. The culture make narcissistic people. Listen to the rap music. It's narcissistic. You ain't look at it that way, did you? It is. As soon as I understood what narcissistic is, I'm thinking, oh, that's rap music is very narcissistic. In fact, the whole black culture is very narcissistic. That's what, think about it. They got a whole culture of narcissistic people that think it's all about them and don't care nothing about nobody else. That's narcissistic, bro. That's not conceited. That's narcissistic. Okay? So, man, listen, bro. I know you're narcissistic, right? I know you're brainwashed to be narcissistic, but you ain't seeing me, bro. And I promise you, you're not. I don't care how much money you got. We changed the whole community. World War III is almost here. I went on the fast, and the war started over there. No matter how much money you got, how you seeing me? Based on that, because we doing stuff that money can't buy, buddy. We doing stuff that power and fame and money and fortune can't buy over here in God's kingdom. That's what I'm saying. It's a whole different lane. We doing stuff that money, fortune, and fame can't buy and do. That's what I'm saying. That has to be understood too, because they gonna point you to all these other people, and they ain't gonna do nothing in their lifetime like me. I don't care how they manipulate. They not fasting for 7 days. They can't go without eating. All that money they got, they can't go without eating for 7 days, man. They always eating on the biscuit. They always eating on something. I bet you, listen, they halfway sleep eating on something. Got something by the nightstand. They got a little snack on the nightstand, don't they? They got a little biscuit on the nightstand, don't they? Got a little chicken biscuit on the nightstand. Yeah, I got my little chicken biscuit on the nightstand. I just eat on it and then wake up and eat on it. Oh, I'm sure famous people live like that. You got a little chicken biscuit on the nightstand, don't you? Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. You got a little chicken. You got a chicken and cheese biscuit on the nightstand, don't you? You got a chicken and cheese biscuit on the nightstand. You put a little slice of cheese on it, then. Hey man, listen. Let me tell you something, man. They ain't putting in work. They ain't gonna fast for 7 days. No, they not, man. I'm telling you. That's so you see the lane I'm in. You can't say I'm not doing anything. That's what I'm saying. I can show you how I'm doing stuff without food, without money, and without food. That part. I can show you how I'm doing something without money and food, buddy. That's what I'm saying. With information. These rich people ain't got the information I got. The famous people and people with fortune ain't got the information I got. So I got to speak for me. That's why I'm an individual. And you can go through all these lands and cities, and I'm an individual when it comes to being the only person talking about child marriage laws in the United States of America. I'm the only one talking about it. It ain't no psychological games, ain't none of this black stuff, narcissistic black energy gonna change that, buddy. It don't matter what you talk about. It don't matter. It don't matter. It don't matter. You're not gonna change that. You're not gonna change it, bro. You know what I'm saying? So all you're doing is playing yourself, man. Thinking you similar to me or whatever. I don't care about that, man. I know that you ain't doing what I'm doing. And that's all I'm saying. You know, this is my own. That's what makes it my lane. That you're not doing what I'm doing. That's why it's my lane. And so I demand my respect. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I can live with anything that crosses my mind. Because most people will say, with all the psychological games they done played against him, you can't judge this person's mind. Look at all the psychological games they playing around his head. I'm not judging that man's mind. Look at all the stuff he going through. Look at all the games they playing. So then how I'm going to judge his mind right here or right there at this moment in time? How I'm going to judge his mind when they playing games all the time? He could be crazy. So then how I'm going to judge his mind when he don't went crazy? You know what I'm saying? Some people, I'm going to always get a pass once people see what they doing. Once you see what they doing, nah. I ain't going to judge his mind because they playing too many psychological games with him. Okay, so it's really them. That's what it is. So what kind of man would I be to sit back and point at a point and place in time where I think he failed mentally when they playing games every day all around him, psychologically? That's what I'm saying. You're not walking in my shoes, bro. So that's why I gotta articulate it for you. Ain't no way in the world I'm gonna let somebody judge my mind in one place in time when I done beat these people a million times, bro. No. That's psychologically. That's what all the games they play psychologically. I done beat that a million times. Not just the game stalking. I done beat all the psychological games they done played a million times. You think at this point I care what crosses my mind? I don't. I don't, because I won too many times, bro. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. A white boy think, well, I just beat him one time, I win. Corny black people, I just beat him one time, I win. Really? In our world we live in, somebody's going to esteem you as the winner when y'all marrying children. Sorry, buddy. You in the white boy's world where you think you can play with me and throw one thought across my mind and you win. No. Sorry, little buddy. And that's another reason we don't care. Because I done beat them too many times, and you talking about one thought and place and time. That's what you're trying to do the whole time, and trying to get a thought. That's not going to be sufficient, man, for you to win. That's not going to be sufficient. So then, now you get it. They can't win. But we use that too, to occupy them, to make them feel like they could do something, right? That part. Make them feel like they could do something. Make them feel like they're doing something while we really doing stuff. You know what I'm saying? You gotta look at it like that too. Let them think they're doing something. Meanwhile, man, ain't nobody honoring that in their right mind. Especially when you see this man done been through this for years and years. You gonna honor them one thought they thought they got on this dude? No, buddy. You see my logic? It's above theirs, isn't it? You know, it is. It's no way in the world, man, we gonna honor what you do. We not gonna honor that. That's it, bro. That's all I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. So, you know, like I said, at this point, I can live with anything cross my mind because I know what I do and I know what I won't do. I know what I'll do and won't do. I know that. I know where my mind is at. I know it ain't certain things crossing my mind about no children. I know darn well I ain't thinking about that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I know where my head is at. No pun intended. I know what I do and don't do, and that's good enough for me. As a human being, that's good enough for me, man. And it's going to be good enough for everybody else because I'm going to make it good enough for everybody else. It's going to be made good for everybody else. How about that? It's going to be made good for everybody else. And if it's not, we're going to war about it. If it ain't good enough for me to be just minding my business and, you know, and living, come on. That's what I'm saying. People just want to incorporate themselves into your life, and that's the truth, without paying you. Like a normal person, you gotta pay people to incorporate yourself into their life. You can't even get a woman without incorporating money. To incorporate yourself into a woman's life, you gotta pay her basically. I mean, come on, let's keep it real. Let's keep it 100, man. In order to even incorporate yourself into a woman's life, you gotta pay her basically. You can't incorporate yourself into somebody's life like these bums, and then think you don't pay that person something. You tripping, man. That's a cheapskate. You know what I'm saying? But then they the one acting like they flexing with money. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man, stop playing. Yeah, we don't pay that no attention, bro. We don't listen. I ain't nobody's prostitute. I ain't nobody's slave or anything else. I'm my own man. I'm a one-man army. I work by myself. I move by myself. You know what I'm saying? I always have. I always work by myself. I don't pay nobody, and nobody don't pay me. I work for myself. You get it? That's how it goes. So all these clown games, that's another part. That's a part of the clown games is people talking about I'm a prostitute or something. Do I look like a prostitute to you, bro? Do I look like one to you? right now at this point in place of time. So that's a clown, bro. That's an absolute clown, okie doke clown. You know what I'm saying? That's white boy stuff, man. We don't acknowledge that. I'm a soldier in the trenches. I'm a soldier in the trenches playing no games, bro. Look at the world you live in. That's what we do. That's what I'm doing. That's what I am. That's what I am, buddy. I'm a soldier. I already told these lames. That's what it is. I proved it. I've had military tell me I'm a soldier. It's one thing for you to say be a self-proclaimed soldier. It's one thing to be a self-proclaimed soldier. It's another thing for military that went and did boot camp and everything to call you a soldier. I done had real veteran military call me a soldier. So once you go on that level, that's it. That's it, bro. I'm beyond. Let's establish this. I'm beyond being a self-proclaimed soldier when someone else proclaimed it besides myself. Once someone else besides myself proclaimed that I'm a soldier, listen, I'm not a self-proclaimed soldier. That's what you thought, didn't you? That's all I'm saying, bro. So get yourself together, man. Realize, man, you know, this stuff ain't gonna change. This stuff ain't gonna change. You know, I'm gonna survive. Like I said, I'm on a 7-day fast. You know what I'm saying? I advise you to be the same way, man. I mean, even if something did cross your mind, man, it's probably because all the stuff you've been through, you being guarded in your mind about all this stuff. So sometimes you see the image of whatever it is as you're guarded towards the first image, then you see a second image and you're guarded towards all of it. That don't mean you're guilty. So you can see the image without being in desire of the image. So if they putting all these images across your mind with children, in all actuality, man, you can see that image through whatever triggered it without being desired, but without desiring that image. That's the higher levels. You know what I'm saying? So you're not giving in to it. You see it because you're acknowledging it as to be guarded against it. The only reason you're seeing it because you're guarded against it. You're aware of it, but you're aware of it not as to desire it or anything. You're guarded against it. See, that's how complex I've gotten in this situation. I'm guarded according to the war of the psychological games. I'm guarded according to that. So if something comes across my mind according to what they've been doing, that don't mean I lost. That means I'm guarded according to that. It doesn't mean I gave into it. And see, that's how you know you really win, because you ain't gonna never really give in to the desire of that. So you never gonna lose. You just gotta understand why it is crossing your mind. That's what messed everybody up. You feel like you're guilty because this stuff is crossing your mind. That's what it is. You ain't guilty because it's crossing your mind. It's a million reasons why it's crossing your mind, and sometimes, quite frankly, you don't know why. You know, whether it's AI, these lames, you know, but when it crosses your mind, you know. The bottom line is, you know, you don't have no desire for children, right? Okay. So you can't live with something crossing your mind. When you know all these people playing games, that's what you consider. All this psychological stuff, all this psychological war. You can't live with something crossing your mind. I can. I mean, listen, the prophet gonna be ahead of everybody. I can live with anything cross my mind. I won't lose no sleep. I'll eat good. I'll live good. I go to war good. Right after that, I go to war good, buddy. I go to war good. I go to war good. That's what I'm saying. I go to war good, buddy. Right after that. Listen, that's how you gotta be. That's the next level. That's the level up. All this psychological stuff, man, listen, bro. I can live with anything cross my mind. That's the level up. Some people ain't built like that. But Sun Tzu taught in The Art of War, do not be delicate in honor. Don't be delicate in your honor, like, because something crossed your mind, You delicate and you just fall apart like concerning your honor. See, that's how they gonna play with you, bro. That's how they gonna play with you, man. I don't care what crossed my mind. I'm not delicate in my honor. I know my honor is solid concerning children. So I'm not delicate in that because something crossed my mind or you playing psychological games and Jedi mind tricks. I'm not delicate in my honor, so I don't care what crosses my mind. I know what I do and I don't do. See, that's maturity. That's maturity. Because half of these people that's doing that ain't got no maturity, ain't no real man or no real woman. They not, bro. That's why they even doing it in the first place. So you have to determine, okay, I don't care what crossed my mind with these boys and girls. They not real men and women. Maturity is, however it's crossing my mind, I know what I do and I don't do in my bedroom. Okay? I know what I desire. You know what I'm saying? These type of people think they know you in and out. I know what I desire. I know what I like in my bedroom. I know what type of woman I like. I know I like women. And you know, you gotta stand up for yourself. This is part of it. This is part of it. You stand up for yourself by saying, you know what? I don't care if they put celebrities' children across my mind. Yeah, they use these famous people's children so they can try to get them to be against you. These famous people, they want to run back to the famous people and tell them you was thinking about their children. I'm smarter than they thought, man. They want to get a psychological game going in a routine where they hopefully can trigger you thinking about celebrities' children. Right? So they can go run back to their circle and their network and tell them this person over here, this prophet is over here thinking about these famous people's children. I'm just, listen, I air them out, buddy. That's what it is. And so I don't care if you do think that. I know those famous people's children ain't harmed by me. I know ain't nothing happening. I know ain't nothing happening to them by my hands and by my actions. And that's the bottom line. See, that's maturity right there. Maturity is, I know nothing ain't happened to these famous people's children. Okay, so only an immature boy or girl is gonna think that I'm guilty of something. A real man ain't gonna think I'm doing anything wrong. You know what I mean? So that's what level you have to be on, even though, you know, maybe it don't sit right with you all the way because you want to feel like you're flawless in the situation, but maybe you won't be. Maybe you know, we're all imperfect. So you might not be flawless, but guess what, buddy? You still got to get to heaven. That's the bottom line. You still got to get to heaven. You still got to move forward. You still got to advance as a soldier. Ain't nothing stopping me. Definitely no thoughts is stopping me. Okay, see, this is how you get into the crust of this whole situation. It's all about psychological stuff. If you get past that, you're going to beat these people. That's why I don't have no problems. You know why? Because anything that crosses my mind, I know it's them anyway. So what's the odds that the whole thing ain't them? You know, trying to trigger on our minds, trying to trigger us all the time. Using children on the phones, using children in public. That's all it is. And then if you smoking weed, that's going to make it worse. It is. It's going to make it, I'm telling you from experience, it's going to make it worse if you smoking weed and they playing psychological games with you. Because weed spikes the mind. I'm not saying it, listen to what I'm saying. It spikes the mind. Alcohol dulls down the mind. That's why many smart people drink, because they don't have to think. When you drink, your mind gets dull. It dulls down your mind. It don't spike your mind. Weed, most strains gonna spike your brain, right? Like you're gonna be alert, looking around. You might be a little paranoid if you smoke too much. You're going to be overthinking. Every weed smoker know what I'm talking about. You're going to be sitting back dwelling on stuff, thinking about stuff. You're going to be thinking, if you're from the streets, you're going to be smoking weed. Every once in a while, you'll think about the community, who against you in the community, and all this kind of stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Somebody kicking in your door. Listen, you ain't never thought about that. You smoking weed, thinking about somebody might try to come through your door, stuff like that. So that's examples of them weed spiking your mind. It spikes the mind, right? So if you got people gang stalking you and they using psychological games, imagine being high, smoking weed. That's why people hate them. Because I know they done played around weed smokers. You play around a weed smoker and you high and somebody playing around your mind. First of all, you blowing the person high, right? Listen, I'm just saying. You blowing the person high, right? That's what's gonna be the first agitation. Then you playing around their mind, like they doing something wrong and they ain't doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's why people hate these people now. Cause I figure they done this to other people. Like, we gonna go to war with this. We gonna do these mind. All you gotta do is say I don't care. That's all you gotta do. And that's real. Don't worry about what the Christians saying, nobody else saying. You don't care, and that's it. That's what I'm saying. Listen, take it from experience. Take it from me to have experience. The best thing to do is to realize all these people been playing these games the whole time. They're going to make you feel like it's you. That's the whole point. And the whole objective is for you to feel suicidal. If you wonder what it's all about, what the reason is they want you to feel suicidal. That's what it is, man. And see, me, I haven't been suicidal a day in my life. That's what they don't know. Because I lost family members to suicide when I was a kid. So just like an alcoholic family, some people will look at their family and never want to drink alcohol because they killed somebody in their family. You got them type of people. Somebody died in their family from drinking, maybe a car accident, and they don't drink. Me, what my situation is somebody killed themselves in my family, and I never thought about killing myself because it brought a tragedy to my family. When that tragedy comes and you're young, you don't want nothing to do with that. Whether it be alcohol, thoughts of suicide, etc., etc. You know, so for me, it was suicide. I never thought about it because I lost family to that. Young and old. People that wasn't in my bloodlines but connected to my family, like my cousin, his stepson, you know, he was like 17 and he killed himself, bro. Like, on the phone with his girlfriend. He told her to be at his funeral and then killed himself. Boom. Pulled the trigger. She heard him shoot the gun. He said, be at my funeral. He told her to be at his funeral and killed himself. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's the tragedies that I've heard, you know, and seen. I mean, you know, I heard. So from things like that, you know, right there directly in my family, like, I just never thought about it ever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just survived. I just learned to dig into life and survive, and that's what I became. A soldier, a survivor. You know, and that's really how you overcome depression and everything else. You know, you just dig in and get past it. Once you know you can, you know, you do it again and again and again. But like I said, the psychological games. If you try to, I'm not saying don't make sure yourself is good. Make sure you're good. Like I do, I make sure I'm good. But the level up is, hey, I'm just navigating past whatever just crossed my mind, and it don't matter. That's the level up. And it's going to take a lot of people a long time to level up like that, where, you know what, whatever crossed my mind, I'm just going for it. All I know. That's all I know. I'm just moving forward. You know what I'm saying? Because see, why they would use celebrities' children is because those same celebrities is in and out of the media. So they can just trigger on, whenever those people are in the media, they can just trigger on their children to your mind. They can just so when these celebrities is when they're trending or whatever, all they're gonna do is try to trigger in your mind if they already been trying to create that campaign against your mind with those particular celebrities. They're gonna just try to trigger in your mind with those people when they come up, when they be trending, when they're trending. So I learned this from experience, man. They'll use celebrities' children. The reason why is because there's constant images of that person. There's constant images of their children, even. So they know for sure you're gonna see them eventually, again and again and again. So they're gonna try to use that as a line of to accuse you when you see these people and you see their children. They're gonna try to accuse you psychologically. That's what they're trying to do too, is accuse you to the community, and hopefully you become suicidal. That's what it is. That don't work on me, man. So that's really what it is. You see how bad it is, right? Like that's what it is. So I don't care about that. I don't care about celebrities' children. And listen, I'm man enough to address it, because how I see it is, if it's not me, it's not me. It's you. So why I feel bad about addressing something you doing? I don't feel bad about addressing something you doing. I don't feel no shame, no bad. See, that's what's the problem with some people right now. See, you feel ashamed to even address the stuff that cross your mind. You feel ashamed, like as if it's you. It's not you. It's them. That's the bottom line. That's the good thing about it. It's them. So I don't feel bad about addressing what they're doing. That's just the level I'm on. You know what I'm saying? And some people ain't on that level. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I don't have no problem with addressing everything they're doing. It would be a better community among us if everybody would do that. Because now you ain't the only one. You know what I'm saying? But I know for sure that's what they're doing. So, and the whole objective is to make you feel guilty. So you, like if they make you feel like a pedophile and you want to kill yourself. Like, good luck with that, buddy, because I don't really care what crosses my mind as a real one. You know what I'm saying? That's what a real one gonna tell you. If going through this, if a real one go through this, what I've been through, I'm gonna tell you what you gonna conclude. I really don't care. Long as I ain't out here doing nothing to nobody physically, that I don't care. And then, especially when I realized that that's what they're doing. Once I realized that, I don't care what crossed my mind, because I know that's probably got something to do with them. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, they gonna use witchcraft, wizards, and mind readers, and telepaths and psychics against you, psychic people to play games with your mind. And if you delicate in your honor, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna fall apart if something cross your mind. I don't. That's what make me a man. I don't. All the stuff they put across my mind, they'll think how you live with that, knowing what all we do, because I know it's you and it's not me. I can live with what you're doing. I can live with what you're trying to do. See the difference? I can live with what you're trying to do. It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? So, just keep that in mind, man. We moving forward. It's forward march.